chase greatness and start understanding that he's going to make everybody better.
Tape never lies.
I don't want to see your tape breakdowns if you cannot show me things that are negative about a guy that's on your current team.
Hashtag chase greatness. Hashtag take that.
Keepin 100.
Because I'll make this one more time clear. Caden Whitlow, cut it. He is the best quarterback I have ever scouted on tape.
The Chicago Bears select.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keep it in 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the fake and anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're moused up like the Jew and now and laters. Debaters, straws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up or down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks rolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane.
Give me some fucking names.
When you
2
break it
fucking
down,
games.
fuck a play or a captain, all of the there. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like trip stat. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keepin 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
100.
Keeping it 100.
Keepin 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it 100.
Keepin 100.
Down there. I don't know if that right foot actually touched the ground.
Keepin 100.
Keepin 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, what is good, TTNL family? It is your girl, Cherie, aka Lady Bear. I am loving that new intro. That was my first time seeing it. So loving the new intro, guys. We got a lot to get to tonight. It was the end of an era for all the Justin Fields fans and the loss of eye candy for music. I do have Keenan Allen. But today was pro day for Caleb Williams, so we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in the guys that y'all really came to see. Shane, the smartest man, Marshall.
Hey.
Grab Dr. Phil.
Yo, what is up? I've been working hard.
I see. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing. Is there any big news to talk about? Anything going on in Chicago Bears land?
I mean, I think somebody was working out today, so that may be something to talk
I
about.
figured it out, Shane.
Yes.
Broke the code.
Yeah, broke it. I broke it. Okay, yeah. All right, cool.
I unlocked the code.
Yeah.
We've unlocked the code a long time ago.
Yeah.
Unlocked the code a long time ago.
Should have just listened to us months ago. Could have saved you time. But actually,
Marie's mom, we can't even see her comment.
Can you start transferring some of this money directly to me?
Marie hasn't got $1 in years.
No offense, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Come on,
Patron Steve. He got a little bone to pick with you, kid. Go check your Twitter account and read your DMs, Patron Steve. You done made a boo-boo that you need to take care of. I had to DM you on Twitter. Go check that out. Please and thank you. But back to this lady, Miss Franklin. Yeah, Cherie. See, she knows.
I'm gonna need her to start using that Zelle as opposed to YouTube.
Well, I'm excited. You know, this is gonna be the last time as Shane put together that nice Star Wars The Civil War has ended.
Yes.
TTNL.
That is the YouTube
victorious.
The YouTube friendly version, by the way.
Has it really ended though? Because they have switched gears.
Oh, more backpedal than Deion Sanders. Last week, Caleb sucks. Justin Fields is him. This week, he's close to Aaron Rodgers. The Bears are cooking.
Yeah.
I can't. I just feel bad for people that follow that shit. It's like, oh my God. And it's the reality of the truth. We hold our
the old 67-yard wounded duck Facebook user. Come on.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. So basically, Caleb Williams had his pro day, and the arm talent was evident, and it's very clear footwork and mechanics and throwing stuff in a passing in shorts showcase. There's checking off boxes. He looks like a jugs machine out there with the arm strength and the talent he has. And the best thing about it is the fact that I am glowing, because I already know that guy's going to be a Bear. We've said it for a long time here. And I just liked how he interacted with his teammates after. It was authentic. I think he's authentic. He's
did you see that?
Spoken, and just
for anybody that got to read the Brad Biggs, and I can
I didn't get to
grab a clip from it, because it's very important as we move forward here.
Imagine throwing a 70-yard fucking bomb.
Yeah. The narrative, Phil, was that the teammates his teammates didn't like him or whatever. I'm just trying to bring it up here. Can't remember which.
Thank you, Bill Wagner.
So right here, this is from Brad Biggs talking about the Bears and Caleb Williams. First, they met with Williams and a collection of USC teammates who also participated Wednesday morning's pro day. They met with Williams and teammates Monday night at the Bird Street Club, a trendy private spot in West Hollywood. The Bears got to spend time with Williams and also see how he fit in with his teammates. They've gotten strong reviews in that area for months as they saw input from teammates, coaches, and staff members past and present. What's he like? How does he fit in? Is he authentic? The responses have been overwhelmingly positive. On Tuesday, the team spent nearly half the day on campus with Caleb Williams at the football facility, talking ball, doing work on the whiteboard, and watching film. Williams' attention to detail struck the Bears. He was the one taking notes, not team officials, as they studied the game and saw insight into Williams' acumen and how he processes and learns. So
great stuff.
If you're keeping score at home, one more red flag is gone. Just
I'm a mother, Shane. I broke the code.
Yeah, broke it. Figured it out.
Figured it all out.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. All these dudes running their mouths. I have one rant. I got to get it out of me, Shane. I am so tired of the phony fraud boys that don't know the game of football. I've never coached it. Might have played it, but you don't know how to teach it and analyze it truthfully. Shane had said it. It's in the open. If you can't critique and analyze players on your team, then you aren't doing it right. You aren't doing it right. If you're going to sit here, anybody that's worth a goddamn dime or nickel, or whatever you believe your worth is, that has been watching our network or became a patron, could never say that TTNL or myself isn't going to show you and hold every player accountable. This isn't about being right. It's about showing what's right. That's the difference. There's people out there that are changing their narratives as we speak because they can't get it right, because they don't know what they're looking at. So they go out there, they put a coach in front of their name, or they NFL on the end of their whatever social, and they don't know anything because they've tried to gamble and wager on which side. We don't do it for clicks. Do it for the truth. I've gotten a lot of return from people in the organization watching what we do here. It's so funny how step for step we were. I'm not trying to be Adam Schefter. That isn't Shane or Phil or Cars or this network. We ain't trying to break news and be the first one. I'm trying to be the best one. Shane's trying to be the best one. We're going to analyze everything. I don't agree. I have Fasanu over Alt. He's got Alt over Fasanu. We're going to not agree on everything, but one thing we did agree on is Justin Fields was average to below. It was on the tape. When you put your hard work and time and energy and effort away from your family, you give everything you have to try to create an understanding of what is it that's not working. There's no scale of blame. There's just the tape. You can make all the excuses of but. There ain't no but. At some point, you have to be the man. You have to step up in the pocket. You have to throw with anticipation. You have to have those moments where your fundamental ability to throw the football is showcased. You have to have those. And they were so inconsistent that became the red flag. So this network will continue to pride itself on never being a contrarian, never trying to place a hedge of bet. This isn't roulette. This is actual pride in the work that we do here and will continue to do here. And it takes a lot of effort to be able to put your biases aside and showcase the reality of the tape for truth. And when I say that, this kid is the best I've ever scouted, I put my name to that. So, of course, if next year, have some real thoughts. Have some real thoughts and understanding. The reality is your expectation for a rookie. Oh, now you drafted him. Now we should go to the Super Bowl. That's what. Are you that ignorant? Are you that dumb? Are you that misinformed in football? You have people that have played the game saying this dumb shit. Your expectation should be to win. His expectation should be to grow. And that's what you're going to see with a rookie quarterback coming in here with the talent that Caleb Williams has and the person that he is and carries himself as. Watching his interview with Weish. Yep. Watching his interview with Colin Cowherd, for God's sake, you just recognize the authenticity, the belief, the charisma that he carries.
How annoyed he was with Colin Cowherd.
Oh, he was annoyed with Colin.
Terrible.
He was annoyed with Colin because the questions were leading.
Yeah, but Colin wants to come across like he's completely in, which I'm sure. I mean, I know he's got connections with USC, but he wants to come across like he's right inside the Williams camp. They already checked him once, and you could see Caleb's thoughts on him today when he's trying to kind of paint him in a corner. And like you said, Phil, lead him. Caleb's reaction was authentic. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. I don't know why I can't. I'm going to have to drop out for a second. It won't let me click on anything.
No clicking on anything.
Won't even let me click that.
Click clack.
Clickety clack. I won't even get out of it.
Uh-oh. Your battery's dead.
No. Won't even let me leave the studio. It's like frozen.
Staying here forever.
You're stuck with us.
Yeah. You ain't going anywhere.
Well, you're going to have to do all the clicking.
I can do it.
No idea.
I can click away. Does this work when I click this?
He's a very nice dick that...
About this.
I love all.
Those all work.
I'm gonna restart it. I'll be back.
All right. Well, Cherie, it's just gonna be me and you.
No, he's still here, so we can't talk about him until he leaves.
I think he's frozen, isn't he?
He is.
He is
Maybe
frozen.
can we remove him? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's frozen. All right, Cherie. So we have not had you on yet.
Woo!
I guess you'll be him and I'll be
Oh
me.
God, no! I don't yell and.
Yeah. But when this all went down Saturday, we went live right afterwards. But I was out grilling some steaks and hanging out with the kids, and then all hell broke loose. What were you doing, and what was your initial reaction?
I was heading out Saturday night, of course.
With who?
None of your business. So no, I was getting ready when the news broke, but when you guys went live, I was driving. So I was listening to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, personally for me, it was a sigh of relief of, okay, finally this part of the conversation can end. And I was like everybody else, like, oh great. Now all of these Justin Fields fans, they either gonna jump ship or, you know, they gonna have to conform. And now, like, you go on Twitter and you hear like the goalpost move and this, and it's like, but I still stand by. You didn't have the same expectations for Justin, but now because it's Caleb, you're these.
I mean,
and don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying I expect to see the playoffs with the team that we're projected to have. I can see us making the playoffs next year.
that should be the expectation.
If we don't make it, that doesn't mean that he's a bust or they made a bad choice, you know?
Right.
Without a doubt.
So
it's like I was here the whole time.
Is your clicker back?
It is. It was weird. I couldn't select anything.
Cherie was telling us about her
new
heading out onto her hot date when the news broke, and she told
I said nothing on the side. I was going out.
She told what's his face, hold up, I gotta go check in with Shane and Phil. There's been a big trade. And it became this whole dramatic thing, and
You watched the trade show, Cherie?
Yes, I was.
I was sitting on the porch. I was sitting on the porch.
She was ordering dinner, and then she was looking down at the phone with her one earbud in. Right, Cherie?
I was driving.
You were on a date or driving?
Oh, it wasn't a date. It was a precursor to an eventful evening. That's what we call it.
Oh,
wow.
That's what it is.
Wow.
Yes, we saw Keenan Allen at the pro day, which is not tampering, Shane. Just so people know.
Yeah.
Did someone really try to say that?
Oh yeah.
Isn't this tampering?
Oh, this is tampering. Tampering what? He's not an unrestricted free agent.
I'm a Fields fan. Isn't this tampering?
32 NFL teams are there, and you want to put this on Keenan Allen? Jesus Christ.
I thought it was a classy showcase of a new a new Bear going over there to scout the rookie.
Yeah.
And maybe Keenan wants to get in the business of, the personnel side, and he's going over there to recognize they do know each other.
Become familiar with one another over the past year, he said. And if you notice, Caleb slipped up a little bit. He's like, we got him here now. And for a fourth rounder, that's crazy. So here, he was talking about us, Chicago. Even though Phil and I are from the East Coast.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston, apparently.
Boston. Jesus. Park the car in Harvard Yard.
Nice call, Joshua Gibson.
Thoughts on pairing the 9th pick this year and maybe a future 2nd pick to move up 6 to 7 to get a Doomsday? Love TTNL Chase greatness.
Shouldn't cost you that.
I think you're going to be fine staying at 9.
No, I do too.
I really do.
I talked about it a little bit. So you're at 9. If you want this, you could work. I don't know if they would do it for a wide receiver. If they're sold on the edge rusher, like let's just say if they're sold on Dallas Turner, and they think that he's going to Atlanta, and that's the guy that they like, maybe. But that's what the Bears did back in 2015 with Leonard Floyd. They flipped a 4 to Tampa to go from 11 to 9 to jump the Giants at 10 to take Leonard Floyd. So future too, that's too rich for me to move up 2 spots.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be fine at 9. Chase greatness, we're fine at 9. He did slip up and say we're, and you could see him smiling.
Yeah.
Obviously, Weish and Cowherd asked him about the Bears. The Bears are in the background.
Also,
coach is hugging the father.
This is also a business, and it's also entertainment. And if you don't think that the NFL has said we don't want anything announced or saying, oh yes, they've told me, I'm sure all parties have been made very aware, even though it's implied at this point. Yeah. I'm sure all parties have been made very aware to, keep it on the down low as much as possible. Because listen, this is a made for TV event. And if anybody's questioning if he's going to be in Detroit for the NFL draft, he sent out a tweet to Eminem saying that we need you at the draft. So I would assume that means that Caleb's going to be there.
Mom spaghetti. Caleb's ready.
I hope the fucking Detroit fans
backpedaling like
him and give him another chip on his shoulder. And if I was Caleb Williams, I'd get up there and say, you ain't booing me. You're going to be booing me a lot worse when I come back here and I'm on the football field playing against you. That's the way that he needs to drop the hammer.
Bro, there's some
like that shit on fire. Yeah.
There's like a Packer fan group. My buddy is a Packer fan. He's like, all of them are like, oh my God, of course they're getting Justin. Couldn't they just keep Justin? They're getting Caleb. Couldn't they just keep Justin?
The odds are very good.
Very high. Is what I'm told. Even though Cole Kmet doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Or George McCaskey. Could we just have like the McCaskey scooter cam as he's puddling around the GoPro on the McCaskey head? Hey, George.
Where was the
on the
I had one
Hard Knock Life?
Yeah.
But big
he hasn't had his 30 visit yet. That's going to be pushed. But listen, at this point, they've essentially spent all of Tuesday with him, Monday night, dinner, all day or half of the day on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So, and this
for the first time.
This isn't their first time getting information on Caleb Williams, guys. It's not the way that works at all. There's things that have been going on for months and months and months that you'll never know about and that they'll never share with anybody. It's the NFL draft. These guys have been followed. There's private investigators hired. That's the way that this works.
They've asked every person that has some sort of relationship or crossed paths about him. And all of those rumors that you saw somebody make up, because you know what? If you can't tell by now, a lot of people are assholes. There's a lot of assholes in this world. So they'll make stuff up, tag Adam Schefter, like make it look the graphic, and then people run and believe that. I mean, they don't do the research. It's fake news all day long. That's why we stayed the course here at TTNL and stood by the tape for truth. And then you have Shane, one of our patrons, Ryan Cox, obviously Cars, all doing the legwork behind the scenes to verify these quote sources or people that are saying stuff. And I had a guy, I wrote this response to our patrons, just taking that moment to say, you know what, this is a showcase of the hard work we did here at TTNL, and we stayed firm in understanding what we thought of Justin and that he would be traded 100%. There was no skepticism. There was no, we figured it out, we're getting a haul. You've heard us for months. I was back right before the Packers game saying it on Adam Rank's show. Like, listen, I would fire Eberflus, trade Justin, and draft Caleb Williams. That's what was my mindset on it. Now, the coach is still here. The odds of, he has to write his story. Maybe he turns this around. That's what we're going to see. But certainly the QB part, the on the field thing, performance of the quarterback was subpar. And those of you that got hurt in your feelings because you're fan first, I'm Jersey first. And I'm not talking about New Jersey with Bear Down Cuz. I'm talking about the Chicago Bear jersey.
I don't understand how, if you're going to go break down any tape, and I'm talking at any level, and then you're going to come out and be upset. Like if you put up a tape of Caleb Williams, next October, after he's been in the league for 4 or 5 games, and he has a bad game, are you going to praise him for it? Of course not.
Hell no.
You're going to
have to hold them
relay what you see on tape. Does that make you a Chicago Bears hater, or are you providing information to the general public and to the fans that, oh, I didn't look at it that way, Phil? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean because that's what I lived.
Yeah,
I lived it with.
It's just I lived
understand. It with Mitch. I lived it with Mike Glennon, Charles Leno, Mike Burton. I showed more showcases of fucking errors on the football field. Who but me with Sam Mustafer? I'm showing you that. I'm staying. I had other old networks fighting with it. You don't know. The best ability is availability. Okay, your left tackle's falling his ass on the ground like a speed bump. And that's okay? No. Accountability across the board. The rookie is going to obviously have a little leeway as he grows. But you're into week 6. We're looking at footwork. Is he making the right decision? Those things are going to happen. There's no manipulation here. There never will be. That being said, speaking of no manipulation, we got a special guest coming on tonight. I first saw this guy because Ryan Cox shared this tweet in the beginning of the Civil War that was obviously more lies and angst than really it was this guy pointing out in stats, because I don't do that. I just don't. But his statistical analysis and breakdown of Justin Fields' 225-yard games versus the league was a mic drop for me, because it correlated and matched. And I always say this, when the stats and the tape align, it's like an explosion of truth. There's nowhere to hide. Because some people want to manipulate that. If you take the last 7 games of Justin and look at this guy's last 7 and you put them together, that's not how you do it. If you look at the last 6 minus the 7th game because he didn't have a good, but the 6th it's not how you do football. This guy kicked it out of the park, and then he's been holding all the frauds accountable on Twitter or X, and I'm excited to bring him out here. Here he is.
What's up, Phil?
How are you? Brightside Bears.
Man.
At Brightside Bears on X. Correct?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Excited to meet you here.
You left out the duh part, duh Brightside.
No, it's not.
It is duh Brightside Bears, but the at is Brightside Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But, Shane does not like duh.
Chop off the duh. It's fine.
Don't like the duh.
Totally cool. Yeah, we leave that shit in 85.
We're trying to move with the cuh for Caleb, so we'll get rid of the duh.
Yeah. But no, man, it's refreshing to see. Phil and I have been doing this a long time, and I've never seen anything even remotely close to the toxic environment that it got to. It got to the point where people were acting like we're moving off of a 27 or 28-year-old Hall of Famer. And listen,
like he was Tom Brady.
Yeah, on draft, Phil and I had people coming after us saying that we're racist because we want to move off of Justin, even though we want Caleb brought in. I mean, on draft night, everybody on this network, it's out there, it's accessible to the world. Our reaction when the Bears traded up, every single one of us to a man, woman, and child. My son was on air with us that night. I said I would trade. My son was right here next to me. I said I would trade him to New York right now if the Bears could trade up for a quarterback. Said that about my own son at the time, and I just don't understand why people are so upset about wanting to improve the team and
the most important position.
And you don't have to improve that much to make a difference.
The bar is low.
Yeah.
The bar is very low.
Yeah,
sure. I agree. I mean, it was just this whole offseason was crazy. I came from the same place you guys did, where I loved Fields. His rookie year, I was so excited to watch him. His second year, I was a Fields stan all the way up until I think week 3. When I look back on my timeline, that's when I really started to kind of turn that week 2 game against the Chiefs, and then I forget who we played after that. But the Chiefs game was like, man, 98 yards, and we were throwing in junk time, and that's all we could put up. And just going from Fields stan and my progression slowly to Caleb. I mean, I've been on this for a long time, and the hate I've got all throughout the season is crazy. And you guys talk about it, like, what's the fear here? We're getting a guy that everybody calls a generational prospect. Why are we afraid to get better at the most important position in football, like Phil said?
Yeah, because there's no bar in Chicago at the quarterback position. You see glimpses of greatness, and that's all they are. They're glimpses. The only thing that is consistent is the inconsistencies. And listen, those highs were high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. But the entire time I'm like, I want a 3 or 4 game stretch where I see 350 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. And again, I know there's probably going to be people in the chat. I'm not saying the Bears are just as much guilty as Justin Fields is in all of this, because the Bears themselves, the organization, hasn't been good enough, nor has Justin. And that's the thing. Everybody wants it to be that definitive line that it's either him or her or this guy or that person. And in real life, in NFL football, it's everybody. George McCaskey's organization was not good enough.
Yep.
Matt Nagy, not good enough. Matt Eberflus, not good enough. Justin Fields, not good enough. Whoever Justin was working with in the offseason, not good enough. It didn't translate. Everything was inconsistent. Everything on both sides.
You also look back, Shane, as we were joking earlier with Cap in our group text, looking back on how the Bears and some administrations took Cade McNown and didn't do any research on it. And Cap talked about it on 1000, how a reporter called an assistant coach at UCLA and got the skinny from him saying, I would never draft this kid. He's arrogant. He doesn't work. How did the Bears not? How did they miss on that? Because they weren't doing their due diligence. This organization was so small-minded and completely overwhelmed in the past. Yes, they had their moments where they hit on players, but at this position, the toxicity of a narrative continues to fall into it in regards to, well, we can't take the best quarterback because who's going to develop him? Well, he's almost full grown. He's that talented. So now you have to build around him, and you have a GM doing so. They hired an OC that runs an offensive philosophy that's going to hammer the interior of the football field with a guy in Keenan Allen that's going to be a security blanket. He's a Texas route, a whip route, wide open guarantee for Caleb Williams, right?
Quarterback's best friend.
Right. Then you added a tight end, Gerald Everett, who happens to be one of my favorites, Shane could tell you, because he's a snatch and square his pads tight end.
So yeah,
some of the things I had issues with Cole Kmet. And Cole, listen, I'm the first one to admit, got better. Really did. He had a good season last year. He got better. He showed pride and toughness. Those things I had concerns with. He was slow at the stem. It looks like he's working on his craft. And here we are doing this for this rookie. And before he said, well, they didn't do that for Justin Fields. Yeah, they did. They traded for DJ Moore. They had Darnell Mooney, who got paid by Atlanta, who was a 1,000-yard receiver. Kid was always open. Shane pointed out 40%.
It wasn't me. Yeah, it was Warren Sharp. 40% of the plus 20-yard throws to Darnell Mooney, and during his time with Justin Fields, 40% of them were offline. Inaccurate. 40%.
I don't even know how that happens.
And you know who's number one in that category? Kirk Cousins, where he ended up. So why do you think? Why do you think
number one in missing? You mean in hitting?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know how it was. He did such a good job throwing to DJ Moore. Like his on target rate was so high.
I'll tell you
anywhere else, it's terrible.
You want to know why? Because DJ Moore can catch anything thrown to him. So let's look at the Washington game, for example. You remember the throw to the left sideline, and the DB goes for the pick, and then
don't worry, threw his hands up.
Yes,
yeah,
it goes right through his fucking hands.
That was the one that put him.
DJ catches it and puts the game away, right?
Yep.
If that DB picks it, that's pick 6, and it wasn't a good throw. DJ is just a focused professional football player, and there's so many showcases. If people would just stop, it's I'm not telling you how to fan, but if you want to stand from a place of well, you don't know if you're saying that Justin had these great mechanics, he made good decisions with the football, it was the offensive line, it was everybody else. That's not the truth. Just isn't on tape. And guess what? I believe Brad Biggs because I heard the same thing, because we're doing the tape work here, that the NFL watched the tape and their pro personnel guys were like, wow, his footwork, his decision making, his football mechanics and throwing the ball, all of it's off. And guess what? As Shane pointed out, when that draft, the big concern we had with Justin Fields and why I had Mac Jones over Justin Fields was because of the tap, the ball being down and winded up to like Byron Leftwich, that slow release, and then you had the problem. And with Mac Jones, it was a delivery, anticipate, and that's what fits. You got to win from the pocket, and tonight will be the turning of the page, if you will. Bright side bear, Kiernan.
But this is good for Kiernan too, because this is the shit that he sees on Twitter. So thick wood. You're losing people because you sound like a hypocrite. I can pull
Who am I losing
when you're praising. But
who am I losing?
But Thickwood, this is the entire fucking point. You should have the ability to praise somebody, and then when they fuck up, point it out and talk about it. You, Thickwood, are a fucking fanboy. Period. Okay?
Thick-headed.
Jesus Christ.
Do you look at it like
Wearing
this?
Bears jersey, can't say anything bad about him. Shane Matthews, we interviewed him here. You want to know what he said about Cade McNown? Day number 1 in camp when he showed up. Day 1. First throw of practice. They took this motherfucker in the first round. Can't
True
throw.
story.
Can't throw. Thickwood's out there. Shane Matthews is an asshole. Come on.
I'm just gonna say, Thickwood. Look at it like this. Have you ever coached or played in the middle of the game while they're playing? Are you yelling at them? You suck! You can't do. No. When they
By
do
the way,
good,
we're losing nobody. Our numbers continue to go up. So
the
crunch those
reality
fucking
is,
numbers.
I'm just telling you, when a kid's taking a test, you aren't yelling at them or correcting them. It's post the test that you recognize, okay, this is the problems. We have been consistently consistent in regards to this. Now, Shane had more belief in Justin than I had as this season wrapped up. There was no future for me with Justin Fields here. I couldn't see it. I would settle for trading down.
We're just so lucky, man.
Taking JJ McCarthy and getting a fucking veteran in. I would settle for that before Justin. Not because I don't like Justin. See, that's the separator. Because I like winning. I like winning football games, and we need to find a quarterback that's going to help us win. Not one game, not 5 games. I'm talking Super Bowls, playoffs. That's where your goal is. And it's just when it's inconsistent and it isn't getting better going into year 4, I got news for you. It's the NFL, man. It's not going to get better. Now, you could tell me all you want. CBS Sports can sit there and say he's the best signing or best move. We'll see. I hope. All I know is I'm in a great place if I'm a Bears fan, knowing that this quarterback is going to come into this football team as the most progressed passer of the football that the Chicago Bears have had since Sid Luckman. This dude dropped a 70-yard bomb tonight. Like, he's thrown off standing platform 40 yards. I've seen it 22 times, I counted, where he's just flat-footed dropping 40-yard dimes. This kid's arm strength, his muscle, the way he's built, everything, he's ready for the NFL, and he is not arrogant. He is confident. There's a complete difference. And that's the reality of where the Chicago Bears, like you said, Shane, I know you were going to say, we're fucking lucky.
Yes, sir.
We are.
Look, you want Shadir Sanders next year and his dad piping off? You want to talk about a bad dad? How about that? Oh, it's cold there. You're going to hold out.
Everybody's been worried about Carl Williams, and Dion comes out and is saying that he doesn't want his kid playing in a cold weather environment already.
I think people are just looking for excuses to not like Caleb.
Right.
I mean, they jumped all season long, all off season. They've jumped on every little thing that they could have to bash him.
You documented it. That's what I really was like. I got to get this guy on here, Shane, because you were calling out some of the flip-flops. I call them blog boys when they have no football acumen, but they copy paste or they just speak things, but they cannot break down tape. I know that for a fact. And you've called them out. The environment, how is it now? It's getting worse. They're backpedaling. Now they're pro Caleb.
On Twitter right now, I'd say the environment's gotten a little better. It's not so hostile, but there's still like your hardcore accounts that were hardcore Justin that either they're jumping on somebody else. Like they're saying now we should get Jaden Daniels because they've spent all offseason trashing Caleb Williams, or they're just completely turning on a dime. Like I posted this clip the other day that you saw, Shane or Phil, that was It was Swifty, and 2 weeks ago he's on a podcast talking about how you can't compare Caleb Williams to Patrick Mahomes because that's just not fair to the kid. You can't put those expectations on him. And then the day after the trade happens, we're talking about comparing him to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You just can't. Like, I'm good. I'm happy you're on my side now. I'm happy that you see the vision that I've seen for a long time, and I've comped him to Mahomes and Rodgers, like play style wise.
Right. And
that's where I
that's
did
the mic drop right there. And I'm glad you said play style. This is where people that don't know what the hell they're talking about lose their argument. Kieran, if you and I were sitting down watching all 22, and I'm like, wow, this guy's release looks like Aaron Rodgers. Does that mean that he's going to have Aaron Rodgers' career? I'm not comparing career arcs.
Nope.
We're talking stylistically. And this is the thing where you're 100% correct. They hear that and they don't like the prospect because they love Justin. But they hear that and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, yep, yeah, okay. Yep, he's going to be Mahomes. He's going to win 3 Super Bowls in his first 7 years. That's not even possible to put him on. You want to put him on, that's not even going to happen. You know,
right.
That's what Swifty said to Cap. Nobody is saying the career arcs are the same. It's just they're grasping at straws, like you said.
I think people struggle. People struggle so much with comps and what they are, and people, like you said, they need to understand that this is a play style comp. I'm comping this person for how they look on the field. When I watch Caleb Williams play, he makes plays and looks similar to Rodgers stylistically. When he's moving around side to side, up and down in the pocket, he looks like Rodgers. He makes those arm slot throws like Mahomes. And you have to separate, like you said. I'm not saying he's going to have 3 Super Bowls in his first 6 years in the NFL.
Right.
And it's the same thing on NFL Network. Like you look and they'll comp 4th round receivers. Like I forget who Tyler Scott's was, but it was somebody really good. It was like Steve Smith or something like that. Like they can't play. This doesn't mean that they think Tyler Scott is going to be Steve Smith in the NFL. Otherwise, he'd be a 1st round pick.
Exactly.
Right. And Daniel Jeremiah was talking about that with Cap. And that was great having him on there with him. And he was saying, like, fans got to understand. He was talking about how he put up the game against when he was at Oklahoma, and he brought them back and beat Texas. And they were like, and then another game where he
game
threw
number
for like
1, by the way.
Yeah, his first
game number 1.
Then he put up
first
a game
play, ran for 60 yards and a touchdown on 4th down.
He put up the game. We showed these games on our Patreon on all 22, and I was doing the same thing. I'm like, guys, you have to understand this is a next level type of ability. It's right here on the tape. I'm not making this up. And Daniel, I guess, tweeted out something, and he had Bears, but he lost that game, 42-41 against Utah. Threw for 400 and something yards. 4 touchdowns, whatever it was, and he's like, he can't play D. You're missing the point here.
Wins are a quarterback stat for everybody but Justin. That's
right, exactly. I've said that on Twitter. I'm like, if you want to make it a stat, just fire me off what Fields' record is. And so here's the ultimate troll job right now. And while we started the show, I was replaying the Caleb Williams Pro Day and NFL Network in trolling fashion, which I would do the same thing if I was the programming director. The show that is airing immediately after the replay of Caleb Williams Pro Day is what? Justin Fields rookie season versus the Pittsburgh Steelers is airing right now. So that's the ultimate troll job by NFL Network.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's on right now.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Right now.
Yep. Should have had that win though.
The reality is we do the tape work here. I've asked you, even if you're in your feelings right now, you're not going to control what Shane or I talk about on our show. It's just, that's not how this works. Anything is available. You come in here, we want to talk about it, we'll talk about it.
Should we ask Kieran where he's from to make sure he's a real Bears fan, Phil?
Yeah,
where do you live,
from?
I grew up in Minnesota, but my dad's from DeKalb. So I got
No, you gotta be a
man. You gotta be.
Hockey fan.
Phil and I were told, since we're from Boston, which neither of us live in Boston or ever have, that we can't be Bears fans. We're not real Bears fans because we don't live in Chicago. So I mean, that's
what it is.
That's the environment we live in.
Here's a patron showcasing what we do here. Here's a little taste. Here's my dad talking about Caleb Williams in one of our patron shows where we actually show the all 22 coaches.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
Third year in college,
yes.
And he's running a pro offense. And I don't mean
sure it's not a one.
I'm not talking about just the formation. The reads, the 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly. And when not the screen and when to fake screen or whatever. This is very complicated stuff. And you have to have good coaches to coach it. Not just a good quarterback that can throw it. These guys have got to implement this whole offense with receivers, backs, pass protection, everything else that goes with it. This is a very complicated game. It's not simple. When we were in high school, that was simple. This is complicated. And believe me, this guy is running a complicated offense, much more complicated than the Bears, because the guy you got at the Bears can't do this.
Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure he's sure. And
what
that's just keeping it on.
What did they do? What did they do, Coach? They go out and they do what? They trade Keenan Allen. They signed Gerald Everett. They signed DeAndre Swift. Because Ryan Poles is, 38 days away, 36 days away? Yeah, 36 days away from getting his guy at quarterback. And still, there's still people in the chat. Well, what are you guys going to do when they don't take him number one? It's not happening.
They're taking him number one. I can tell you that. It would be a crazy miracle. Thoughts on Caleb? Charles Davis Aiken. Going to do some super chats with Brightside Bears.
Awesome.
Thoughts on Caleb Williams getting similar stats to Baker and Kyler Murray. 3,500 yards, 20 TDs rookie year. Seems like an easy transition from a similar offense. A pro, as Coach O says, style offense. What says you, Kiernan?
I'm actually going to send Shane, if he can put it up here.
Yeah.
Me and my friend did a analytical breakdown of all the first round QBs from since 2000. And we actually pulled out the guys that were taken first overall since 2000 and averaged out their stats. And it's kind of crazy. I just sent it to you.
Yep, I got it.
The average first overall quarterback, and this is extrapolated to 17 games because a lot of them did not play 17 games.
I'm just throwing
the average first overall pick at quarterback throws for 4,000 yards and 21 touchdowns. They do throw for 17 picks, which is a big number. But I think that's right around what we can expect. They also rush for 4 more touchdowns on average. So that's 25 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, which would be statistically the greatest Bears quarterback season of all time.
Speaking of low bars, yeah.
And the thing is, you look at all these names, Caleb Williams is walking into a better situation than every single one of these guys by a mile. None of these guys had 2 wide receiver ones, 2 tight end ones, like legitimate guys, a receiving running back, a decent O-line. Like this team, this offense is built for more than average. So when I say, what do I think he's going to get? It seems bold, but I think he's going to throw for 4,250.
Wow.
20 plus touchdowns. The picks, and I hope they let him rip it. And if the picks get up there, I think that's okay. Rookie year, get the picks out of your system. Like, get the reps.
Yeah,
you know what's going to happen with when he has struggles in the first half of a game or has a
thank you
maybe
Charles.
maybe even a bad game, But it is what it is. Like I said, we've waited 105 years for a quarterback. 105. And now you have a guy that is going to draft this kid, and it's going to be his. It's not going out and trading, or it's not signing Eric Kramer in free agency. It's not trading for Jay Cutler and saying, here, look at your shiny new toy, Devin Hester, wide receiver one.
Whiffing on Rick Meyer.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Trading for Rick Meyer. Could have had Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, that was going to be the pick.
The reality of those things, Shane, you're right. They're getting their guy.
And I did want to correct something because I saw a comment. That was actually since 2008. My bad.
No worries. Thank you, Adam Jenkins. $1.99 in the tip jar.
Thank you, sir.
We're getting your super chats here. We got Brightside Bears on X at Brightside Bears. Follow him there. Does a lot of good stuff. Always trying to call out the truth. That's why I wanted you to come on the show. I know you're a big fan of our show.
Huge fan. I've been watching since Charlie Speed Bump Leno back in those days. I remember.
Brought it out again in my rant authentically. I get so fired up because I will say this because I'm very passionate, if you can't tell, about this football team, but also about I just ask some people, put yourself in Shane or Phil's shoes that go out, come on, put their face to it, and say their truth and never flip-flop from it. I've never backed down from my Mac Jones number 2 quarterback. I've never backed down from anything. I was wrong about Darnell Mooney. I was like, no way.
Just like Justin's story hasn't been written. Can you imagine if Justin Fields was in the position that Mac Jones has been in, just coaching wise?
Bro.
Matt Patricia? Or who did you have as this?
Joe Judge and Matt
Joe
Patricia
Judge and
fighting.
Matt
They were
Patricia,
fighting. I got a buddy there.
Dual offensive coordinators.
Yeah, and
oh my God.
Just to bring this full circle for everybody that wants to know, Matt Patricia finished 2023 as the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator.
Right.
And he was the guy coaching up Mac Jones heading into year 2, where he had a very respectable rookie season.
Yeah, he threw for 3,800 yards. Justin, he's got better numbers than Fields. And you know what? Sorry, boys. I'm sorry. Tonight is the last night. But Justin Fields went for a conditional 6th in 2025, which makes that what, Shane?
A 7th rounder in
today's a 7th rounder.
You project, that's the way that works in the GM front office world. A future pick.
Maybe I was right in having him ranked over Justin Fields.
Maybe you were.
Maybe I was. And he will be, he's the best backup in football. Okay. What are we doing here?
We'll see.
We'll change the narrative. We'll move the goalpost. That's not what we do here. I honestly hold it accountable. I have tossed people from this network that flip-flop. We have gotten rid of bullshit. We've gotten rid of patrons. I'm a paying patron. Don't want you here with that.
Guess what? Not anymore.
Not anymore. I don't play that game. I don't play that game. What I do play is around with cutting the tape for the truth. The stats are for losers. The tape never lies. Tomorrow night, we'll be looking at these 2 receivers. Imagine Caleb Williams at these 2. What would USC do with that? Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. Tape breakdown tomorrow night. Become a patron. The tape never lies.com. We'll be breaking those 2 down tomorrow night. But back to tonight. Advisable, $9.99. Going through some stuff. Well, I hope we're making your night better, Advisable. We love you, man. I know you're always here in our chat. Moment for you guys are always a highlight to the week, day by day. That's right. TTNL for life. Caleb lights it up. He did light it up today. I want to say this about the pro day because it's just guy throwing in shorts,
right?
Just
And
check
it can't be overrated.
Yes,
I mean everybody. That's the thing. He made one throw, and everybody's like, "Don't forget Zach Wilson." And this wasn't gonna. He could have went out there and
Threw all
had
curls.
12 incomplete passes. Yeah, curls.
Curls,
Right?
curl.
Could have guess where he was going. He's still going number one.
That Zach Wilson thing also pisses me off because people don't like. If you go back and look at mock drafts, Zach Wilson was going number 2 overall far before his pro day.
Yeah.
That pro day throw is not what put him on people's maps. He was already there.
We had him
QB
not in our top 5.
QB6 he was.
QB6 for us here.
Yeah,
that's what we stand on.
We had I'm always blanking on the guy's name. The QB
Davis Mills.
No. Who's our guy from Missouri? The QB.
Locke?
No.
Same draft.
No. He's not in the draft. He's the
Austin Carter Samuels.
Austin Carter Samuels. Yeah,
guy.
He was on multiple times with us leading up to the draft, and he's like, this kid's, absolutely legit. But that's the thing, and that doesn't make him bad at what he does because he missed on a quarterback. Every position's in exact.
I loved him. I loved Zach Wilson going into that draft. I wanted us to get him that whole season.
See how you could be honest.
Yeah.
I see other people
looking at a guy that loved Deshaun Kaiser. I like Deshaun Kaiser. Listen, everybody's got their swings and misses. Everybody, and if you say that you don't, you're a liar.
Yep.
You bet 250 in this game.
The difference
You're
is,
a fucking
though, Shane.
superstar.
The difference is, I gotta say this: we're analysts doing this, getting paid to do it. So that's the difference. So I am putting my face and name. You think I'm going to take shortcuts? Let me see what Dane Brugler has to say, and I could cut. No, I'm going to watch the tape. Like, I love the defensive end from UCLA, Latu. His medicals check out. I'm going to say we have to fucking take this motherfucker. And not, you're talking about a Khalil Mack type crazed animal off that edge. His motor never. If the medical check, I'm not going to back down from my tape work on that. The medical can stop us.
The tape is tells amazing.
Me. Yes,
medicals are going to trump all of that.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying it truthfully. That's where we stay in it. But I'm going to have a high ranking on that kid because he's outstanding. So when you do that stuff, you never back down from it. I know people that are scared to be wrong. Then you're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business. You got to put your name to it. And I'm blessed. I am blessed. I do get fired up with the constant back and forth. Like, bro, I'm doing the work. You're taking cheap shots. Like, none of what your argument even has any foundation to it. And I'm trying to take time out to answer you, and you just not. And then I got to give up on that. That just bothers me. I've challenged all of these lunatics. Bring the Justin Fields consistent tape so I can see it, because it just doesn't exist. There's highlights. There's an amazing athlete. There's Clay that you really love as a coach. But at the end of the day, the Chicago Bears, as Shane has pointed out, were gift wrapped the Mega Million winner. The Mega Million winner. And you have to make a business decision, and they did. Whether you believe the rumors or whatever, I do not. I know the struggle was real in trying to trade Justin based on his tape. That's what I know.
Right.
And
so
that played itself out.
Let's just shift gears here a little bit, and we don't need to talk about a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback anymore.
Or Del Stewart.
Yeah. But bright side. So in this draft, with what you've seen, I know where Phil and I are where we are, but
smash the like button.
Who would be your QB2? in what you're looking at in this draft?
I'm definitely not as qualified as you guys are tape-wise, but I have watched them all, and I like May more than Daniels, and obviously those are the big three. Those are 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
That 2 shifts around. I like May. I just think the lack of throwing down the middle of the field with Daniels worries me. He's shown that he can do it, and whether it was in the offense or not there, who knows? It could be a Justin Fields situation where, I mean, you watched him hit Justin Fields in college. He didn't throw down the middle of the field that often, but when he did, it looked okay. It didn't look too bad. But he didn't do it that often, and maybe there was a reason for that.
And they were up by 40.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't do it that often, and that's something that I kept coming back to with Justin. I know you guys don't want to talk about him, but like the coaches might not be letting him do something because he's not good at it. Like people are begging for the coaches, let him throw down the middle, let him throw more. Well, maybe he's just the coaches know more, and they're not going to open it up for him. They're not going to open up the middle of the field because they know he struggles there.
Or it could be opened it up and he's not ripping it because
that too.
You see that on tape
big time.
Well, the throwing mechanic. Let's just look at this honestly. This is where I get my coaching facts thrown at people. If you tap, drop, so the elbow comes up, and you bring it now, all of this is what?
Yeah,
it's what you said.
It's taking
time. It's time.
Yep.
So what is anticipation? Time.
Yep.
So if you delay time, if your mind can't see time, then those two things don't mesh, and thus your confidence to grip it and rip it, as I say, is never going to be there. So where are you most comfortable? With leverage, with outside. I could throw deep. I could throw it because I can get it there. I got time to throw it out there. Time. Why did I like Mac Jones? He gripped it. He anticipated. He got rid of the ball.
Yep.
He was working with all. So was Justin. We went through it. Shane went through. It was on our Patreon. I was watching it today. I should have clipped it. It was hilarious. Justin played with 23 16 first round draft picks, but he played with like 30 drafted football players, and we just kept checking as Shane read them off.
Nuts. That team was nuts.
But Brendan Rice might go in round 4, Phil.
And his guard is a talent Raz score.
You can't. So, Bryce, would you be surprised if I told you that Phil and I didn't have Drake May or Jaden Daniels as QB2?
I would be surprised. I'd have to think about who. Is it May or is it JJ?
Yes,
JJ McCarthy.
Not ready to play. Not ready to play yet.
The tools are there.
Yes,
I would take JJ McCarthy all day and twice on Sunday over top of Drake May, or I don't even have Drake.
I think Drake May's gonna.
If I had to draft
him,
I would draft Penix over Drake May.
I think May goes to Washington. Like if he goes to Washington, I think that's a good place for him to start right away because he's walking into the same exact offense. He's walking into the air raid. Which
I like May a little more than Shane. I think I know why Shane, and I agree. It's inconsistent.
But Phil,
ball drops.
You cannot. He's going to be in trouble if you throw him into the fire year 1.
Oh my God! No fucking way.
And he's going to play, man.
You can't put him out there, man. He's got some Josh Allen athleticism, sneaky. He can run. He's hurdle. He's tough. I will not question his toughness, but the ball drop too inconsistent as a passer. Jaden Daniels, that Spider-Man meme. It's Justin Fields, just a better passer. He's running the ball. One read, look to run. Talented athlete.
Yep.
He's also 25 years old. And I just.
Oh, and that's the thing with JJ too. JJ literally just turned 21, so he's super young. But I think if you bring JJ McCarthy in and you have expectations to start him immediately, it's gonna be a
You gotta sit all of them. I think Jaden Daniels they're gonna throw out there because of his ability to move, and he could get out of jams, but it's gonna deter his growth, in my opinion. My father, right side, was a huge Jaden Daniels guy coming into our Tape Never Lies film sessions that we do.
Yep. No, Zach, has nothing to do with that. I couldn't possibly care any less about that. You're not going to find somebody that's. I hold Alabama players more. Show me the last Alabama player that I praise as a must-have. Phil, I'm probably harder on Alabama players than
I know. You were hard on my take of Will Anderson. I'm like, he's going to be a killer. My father, that's where the famous
hated Bryce Young.
You're gonna shit in your hat and get the hell off the field. Came from. Speaking of Alabama, James Hunter. Let me finish. My father came away watching the Jaden Daniels and watching the Caleb Williams, and he was like, "It's not even close." Caleb Williams by a country mile. And I loved Jaden Daniels, and maybe New England, because he's a Patriots fan, will get him. But you're getting the golden goose or the golden ticket. That's Willy Wonka over here. James Hunter, $5. Thank you, James. Was anyone at the Bama Pro Day for Turner? Grats, Shane. You're getting Proctor back at Bama.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, Phil, you and I talked about it with Zork.
I didn't get any numbers for Bama Pro Day. Did you?
No, I know that Dallas Turner is meeting with the Chicago Bears.
I know, but was there any numbers?
I don't have any of the numbers. I mean, I can get them. I can send out a text and get them real quick. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I see even in like the comments here, you make people want to know where we are with QB2 and it's JJ and they're like, what the fuck? You have JJ over Drake May. What the fuck? And I'm like, yep, I do.
Well, that's what we do. Yeah. We show it and you'll see it. I mean,
Phil, you listen to the radio. You listen to the radio today, and Kieran, I don't know if you listen to ESPN 1000, but this morning, Lee Allen, caller extraordinaire and the Captain J Hood.
Oh my God.
He's like, you gotta trade down, take Jaden Daniels. His footwork and his pocket presence is way better than Caleb Williams. I'm like, you just out here making shit up
into people's heads. I know you guys don't love stats that much, but there's a stat out there for that, and it's like the percentage of time they leave the pocket when they don't need to, a clean pocket. And Jaden Daniels has like the highest number out of anybody since 2019.
We said it's Justin Fields in the NFL. It's watching his tape. It's one read. It's not, and he has the most talented receivers out of anybody in the draft.
Somebody had them at 1 and 2. I was listening to NFL Network, and one of the people that does mock drafts on there had Neighbors and Brian Thomas as 1 and 2 ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr.
It was Chris Sims.
Yep. That was Chris Sims. Yep. Yes.
Yep. Those two guys are incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait till tomorrow night when you get to see him live here.
Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be
at TTNL.
100% in play for the Bears if they bounce out of 9. 100% in play.
I'm nervous that he might go before, like or around 9 or before 9. Like if we move back from 9, where do we move back? 15 to 18? I don't know if he gets there.
I think Vegas
could be 12.
I think Vegas is going to be very. Vegas is a team that I would keep my eye on because Denver is firmly entrenched in the quarterback market, and there's been a lot of talk there that they could be a place for Knicks or for.
You think Knicks goes that high?
I would never fucking do it. But Knicks or Penix or whatever. Listen, Sean Payton has his guys. Now, word is that he absolutely loves JJ McCarthy, but he's probably not going to be able to get up where he needs to go. I mean, that sounds like that's who Michigan has in their sights. But I would not be shocked at all if New England's like, yeah, JJ is my guy at 3. I would not be shocked.
Would you be more upset? Obviously, you have him at number 2, but you'd be more upset with Minnesota getting JJ than if they got May.
I would.
I think it's one or the other. I think Minnesota gets one of those two. Falls to 4.
I would give. It's like for me, I'd much rather them have May because I think JJ is going to be a very good quarterback in this league.
He's not
just
ready.
Not there yet.
Yeah.
So he sits behind Sam Darnold.
But let's do this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this up here. You know where I'm going.
You're going to the mock world. Yeah. How long does it take you?
It's already up there, bro.
Oh, okay.
I
was gonna play a promo. I was gonna play a promo.
Play it. Hit play.
Hey, it's a 2-minute one, so I didn't want it to be too long.
Well, you can do lots of damage in 2 minutes, so I've heard. Go ahead, play it.
All right, here we go. You question why to become a patron. These are the things, obviously, that make you jump in there, become a part of being a coach. This gives a little clip of what we do. This is Caleb Williams' tape. We were breaking it down. The tape never lies.
Tape never lies.
This? Are you kidding me? He's making the pass protector. You know how hard it is to find someone that could say, okay, if I move here, my guy's going to be able to block him. If I move here, the guy's going to go this way. I'm going to be able to reset back. Watch him. See him? He tricked the guy. Then he moves up in the pocket, squares his shoulders, and look at the throw. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's crazy that this is the premise of this whole network. The premise of all this is bringing us all in a coach's GM scouting room watching the tape of potential draft picks. That's what it is. And all of you are pretend coaches or scouts with us. So now we're watching the tape, and I'm the head scout, and Shane's the GM, and Coach O's the coach right now, or I'm the coach, whatever. And we're getting amped up because we have the number 1 pick. And the only guy in the NFL that's doing this right now, like this, won a Super Bowl yesterday by doing stuff like this. Do you see? Shane, am I wrong? Justin Fields gets here and runs, right?
Oh, yeah.
How much a percentage chance? Probably 99.9% chance.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Right?
Chance.
Look at this kid leap in the air, Dad. Look at the whip to square his shoulders because he's moving so fast. He's got to jump in the air. It leaves you speechless and fired up. Yes, he does complete that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the aggressive that you were talking about. You got to have that.
There it is. Just a taste of breaking down the tape in the coach's room with us. You are the scouts. You are the guys talking with us and breaking down the tape. Obviously, you can hear that was right after the Super Bowl. That next Monday night, we went live breaking down Caleb Williams. Now, Shane Marsaw, I'm just running to the podium right now and picking.
Well, yeah, we're not. I know
we're not trading back for the Hall.
Yeah, Bryce wants the Hall. He says so.
Hall has been the Hallis Hall.
So, bright side in your world, what are you hoping happens at 9? Like, I haven't started this, but what is if we're sitting in the war room and we're running this draft. We all know where we're going number 1. We'll get to that in a second. But how are you hoping this plays out for you, picks 1 through 8?
If I'm in the war room and I'm hoping for something, I'm hoping JJ McCarthy falls to 9 because that'll allow me to trade back out of that for a lot more capital. I don't think that'll happen.
No.
But really, I think Poles has set this team up so well that I don't even think they're going to have – it's going to work out. Like, we could get a good tackle at 9 if one of those tackles falls. We could get a good receiver at 9 if one of those receivers falls. If we want to trade back, that's an incredible option too. We can get more capital, get a second-round pick, and still get a premium player in the middle of the first round. I mean, there's just options galore. So I don't really have a preference. It would depend on how it fell.
All right, so let's
Let me be the GM. Anthony D'Angelo, my dude, $9.99. We can't see your message, but don't pay again.
All right.
Just
So
send your message so we could see what
right
you
there,
think.
Jaden Daniels goes number 2.
Jaden.
I could see that.
Jaden going number 2 to Washington. The Commanders.
All right.
Fast.
So let's see what happened. So JJ goes number 3.
Called it. You called it.
New England Patriots. Marvin Harrison goes number 4. And so this is an interesting thing because
Roma Dunze.
Let's just break this down just a little bit because there's been a lot of talk that Arizona, everybody early put them on Marvin Harrison. And then after that, there's been a lot of talk that they want to bounce out. They would have no problem going down because they like other wide receivers and getting back some picks. But Hollywood Brown, who signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, is on record. I'm not sure if he was supposed to share this. Didn't want to leave Arizona and took the contract that Kansas City offered him back to Arizona and said, if you match it, I'll stay. They told him that they would not match it because they're drafting a wide receiver. They also traded Rondell Moore to the Atlanta Falcons. So
those are weird moves to me. Well, even though you're drafting a receiver, why are you just
I don't get
Rondell Moore.
I don't get the Rondell. I mean, at Atlanta,
for Ritter?
Yeah, crazy.
Jeez.
Crazy.
Ritter went for more than Fields. Fellified, $1.99. Superman to Gotham. Fellified again. Superman to Gotham. Let's fucking go. Bear down. Thank you. Fellified.
So Luna, I don't think this is worst case scenario at all in my world at 9.
I'm trading back.
Well, this is where you have to have the talk. I don't think Bowers is going to be in play. I'm definitely not taking Cooper DeJean. I think Byron Murphy is
in play.
Is a 100% in play, and Bears fans are going to lose their mind. But you have to. I think PFF is way too low on Dallas Turner, and I think
too low.
I think the Bears. You
They're
have
way too low on Olu as well.
Right, you have nobody across from Montez Sweat. Nobody.
Yep.
Right. They signed some journeyman guys.
Yeah, and I mean,
I did think they took that video. They took that video at the combine, and I think somebody lined it up and said that they were talking about Dallas Turner when he said, if he's there, we'll take him.
Well, it was with defensive linemen were working out. You could match up what they were wearing, their clothes that day.
Yep.
But then they made the comment, they were talking about, actually, they ended up talking about 2 players.
Maybe take them both.
And that, to me, is I don't think they will, but Braswell is a guy that they could get late also from Alabama.
Oh, I love Braswell. He's an incredible athlete.
Yeah. So
where do they have Latu?
They
on their
down.
rankings.
Yeah, 20.
There he is.
So
he's off the board completely. Latu. I'd never.
Yeah, well, it just depends on the medicals. And
his medical is okay. Your doctor says he's
but he was medically retired.
Right.
That's significant.
Already been medically retired. Right. That's the man. this is a franchise altering pick.
Mhm.
I don't want to say just
Yeah.
as much as number one, but man, I'm removing the medical issues. You've already retired once because of your neck. I'm not. Listen, you can't go out there and duct tape that shit and pour a little tussin on it and say, rub some dirt on it, get back out there. But so under this scenario, Phil, I'll start with you, and then Brightside, you go next. What would you do? Would you sit? Are you in full-blown trade down mode? I know Phil has Verse over Dallas Turner. I have Dallas Turner over Verse. Where are you at with that, Brightside? Do you have a preference, Turner versus Verse?
I like Turner.
Phil, what's your...
Well, this is the thing about these mocks. When they show us where they rank, then you get more, okay, I could trade down because my guy that I like is ranked 18th on their board. So the computer, you know what I'm saying?
You don't have to really use, so don't use their
for
board.
me, the guy.
You have 7 teams that are interested in making a trade with you. It's New Orleans, Jacksonville, Tampa, Carolina, so beyond that, you're getting down into second round. So picks 14 and picks 17 are available.
The highest.
I think the right way to look at it would be look at the guys on the board. Who are you comfortable getting? And count how many guys that are.
Sure.
Turner,
Olu,
Fasanu. Again, the medical for me. Latu.
So you go back real quick to the players.
Go back. Yeah, but I would trade back based on their rankings.
All right, but listen? So the first the teams that are in the first round. So would you be willing to go for more picks and fall all the way down to, because I could be talked into this, depending on what Tampa wants to give up. They're at 20.
All the receivers are off the board.
No.
What are they at?
Well, the receivers are at, you're talking Brian.
Tampa.
Where's Tampa? Brian Thomas.
Yeah, so Tampa is at 26, but you're also accumulating a lot more assets than if you're dropping to 14 or 17.
Yeah. The thing that worries me, though, is there's no quarterbacks on the board, and I don't want to return like the Lions, or no, it was the Vikings got from the Lions when they came up for Williams. They didn't even get a first round back, and they moved back from 11 to 32. Now that could have just been a horrible trade by Kwesi, and
probably was.
But that's just not the value I'm looking for when I'm moving back that much.
So
I would not move back that far either, because my eyeball is on a pass rusher or offensive tackle.
So, just to show you what we're talking about, if you went to 26, you could get their pick at 26, their second rounder, their third rounder, and their 2025 second rounder.
I'm smashing the accept button.
I'm not trading to 26.
So are you more talking about 14 or 17 then, Phil?
Yeah. Who is offering trades?
New Orleans. Well, you want to stay in the first round. So there's seven teams that are offering trades, but 4 of them are out of the first round. So you're not even going to consider those.
I thought a good landing spot for the Bengals at 18. They might be looking up to move up for a weapon because they're going to have to get rid of Higgins unless they keep him and he plays on the tag.
But so right now you have New Orleans. 45th. New Orleans is at 14, and Jacksonville is at 17. So let's just say New Orleans right now. So if you're offering them 9, they have 45.
I need a first next year or a second next year. If they don't have anything this year.
Yeah, they won't give it.
Yeah,
What are they giving up? That's 50% chance.
Yeah, that's just their second rounder, but they're moving
us to 9. We're giving you 9. Come on. You got to give that second. So go. What is 17?
All right. So that's Jacksonville.
Yeah. We
That's
need that
probably
second
the
pick.
it's probably the sweet spot. So 48.
Yep.
So now you're
There
looking
you
at
go.
Try that.
70%. Yep.
So that's what I would do.
Me too.
Well, you're the GM tonight, bright side.
Try it out. Pull the trigger, see if it
Smash
works.
the like button if you're just tuning in. We got bright side bear. There's almost 1,600 of you live here tonight, just living your best life. Caleb Williams pro day today. We got an accepted trade.
Let's go.
Brightside has traded the 9th pick down
right.
to 17th pick.
So
Dallas Turner.
they came up for
They got my
Olu.
boy. Got my boy.
Yep. Dallas Turner goes off the board immediately. So now Minnesota is up. All right. So Minnesota lost out on the quarterback. So they take a guy, Fuaga, who
They're screwed.
has been connected to Chicago, by the way. Quinyon Mitchell is a guy that's 100% going to go. I mean, I think if Jacksonville stayed, I think you could see him there. Terrion Arnold, I know he put up some pretty decent numbers from what I'm seeing here at the pro day. And now the New Orleans Saints at 14 are on the clock.
I will say about one person there, Quinyon Mitchell, had a meteoric rise.
Cornerback 1 for me, and
he went from
close.
After the season,
yeah, but
4th round pick.
But I think that's in the fans' world. I don't think that's in.
He definitely could have been higher.
Yeah,
on actual NFL boards.
He's an excellent football player. Excellent. Yep. He's my cornerback 1 over Terrion Arnold from Alabama by a sizable margin.
This kid's a machine. Watching his tape. Isaac Siegel, $20 before you go. Sorry if this was mentioned earlier. I just got here, but just wanted to say this was the most open in your face of quote, this is our guy in open I've ever seen from the Bears. Nice seeing real leadership in Chi-Town for once. Thank you, Isaac. I know Isaac's always been a TTNL huge supporter.
So
appreciate you. Here we are. That Latu just went.
Brightside pulled off the trade here, and now if you want your pass rushers, happen to go boom, boom, boom. Right,
they all went.
Now I'm upset that we signed. What's his name out of
Gerald Everett?
Gerald Everett.
Well,
based on you can't think like that.
No,
you just
can't.
Take that guy.
You're down there, but yeah, and let's just see. Jackson Powers Johnson is out there.
I'm not taking a guard in the first.
Well, he'd be your starting center day 1. Yeah.
Worse. I wouldn't take a center in the first round either.
He's excellent, but
he is excellent. I'm a Ducks fan. I love the kid, but that's a center or guard in the first round. Guard is okay if they're incredible. But center in the first round is.
Fatanu is a excellent tackle, Phil. I don't know. You and I have.
Is he right or left?
Huh?
Is he right or left?
He could play either. I mean, I'm not moving Darnell right.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, I can give you some numbers on Fatanu here.
The dude, what's it called?
So he's
Newton plays.
He's a left.
Yeah,
Newton plays.
He can play. He could play either, but Washington's got him locked in there. But he's an older prospect. He's already
gonna be 24.
So he's gonna be 24. And I know some people don't think that matters, but that dings Jared Verse for me. Jared Verse is gonna be 24 years old.
Illinois Jones. I have Olu over Alt.
Yeah. Phil has Olu, and then
we're gonna watch Olu.
Alt and then Olu.
Olu Fashanu will be on TTNL this Sunday. His tape, not him.
Yeah,
Olu Fashanu drop.
Yeah. High school teammates with who? Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I don't get why he's dropped so much. It's incredible.
It's going to be different come draft day.
Top 10 pick last year, and this year they're saying he might not go in the top 10. Which,
I think he probably would have went top 5 last year.
Yeah. Blows my mind because of one bad game. What, the Ohio State game?
It's
I
not
don't even
even
think
bad.
he gave up a stick this year.
So are you
even
guys considering?
Can
Brian
I
Thomas
say
here?
what I would do?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll play the role as your scouting director.
Or are you bouncing down again? It's in play.
That's. I think that Brock Bowers is too good to pass up, and that you would end up being able to use him like a receiver and as a piece to the offensive puzzle.
Yeah.
Based
Gerald
on
Everett's
this,
29 years old with a 2-year contract, so it's not like he. But
exactly.
again, that's about $40 million in guaranteed money to your tight ends between Kmet and Everett. So that you don't want to think that that's a factor. It's a factor.
But like I said, this kid isn't an average tight end.
No.
This is an athlete that can track the football over the shoulder, opposite shoulder. He can run every route. He becomes a red zone mismatch. And
You know what I think we should do?
Go ahead.
I think we should trade back one spot because
going
look who's
one
behind
spot.
us waiting for that. We call up the people behind the Bengals and say, "Hey,
there you go.
want Brock
You're the
Bowers
GM.
up a
He's
spot.
the GM tonight."
Can we get a fourth out of the Bengals?
Oh, we're asking for more than that.
He's calling the Bengals up. We're at 17. We have LA on the clock, and they want to pick. They want this pick. Do you want to come up and give us your 3rd round pick?
So,
and a 5th round in 2025.
Yes, sir. And you know what's going to happen on these stupid generators is they won't draft Bowers. That'll be the best part.
No, they're going to draft him.
Oh, they did not accept it, so I can take out the future. Maybe they'll do it. A lot of times they won't.
There we go.
There it is. They're on the clock. We've traded down.
Oh my God.
We didn't take them.
We'll just pretend they took him there. I have a question. Is Fatanu the guy that I've heard a lot of talk? I'm forgetting the name. There's a tackle in this draft is that Guyton maybe that everybody thinks is, or a lot of people think is like the most talented guy, but I think he was injured all last year.
Guyton.
Is that Guyton?
That's Guyton.
Yep.
Gotcha. The guy they just took.
Yep.
That's who the Bengals just took. That's like a Bengals type of draft pick too.
So would you guys be interested in bouncing down, or Phil, you're sitting and taking Bowers?
I would take Bowers. Yeah.
We can take Bowers. I think it's tough because how does he see the field? Like I think he's a generational prospect.
He'll see the field.
Yeah.
He'll see the field.
But then you're paying what's his name for nothing. Everett's not.
You're gonna use him as a receiver as well. There's 3 tight ends. Split him out in the slot.
Murphy's gone. Yep.
Slid him out in the slot.
I don't know how you got. I'm not taking Newton here.
I'm not taking Newton.
I just think I agree with Phil. My opinion on Brock Bowers is that he's a generational tight end prospect. Like I think he's that next level prospect, and if he's there at freaking 18, that's a blue chip player.
This is what the Ravens do, and they just keep winning. This is how you do, and you just take that kind of football player and let your offensive coordinator and your new QB cook.
Yep, I'd take him.
So, Brightside GM, you are writing down Brock Bowers. Receding hairline, Georgia University, Brock Bowers.
Yatsaka ES $5 as we take Bowers off GM Brightside. Bear. Guys, what are the chances of the Bears getting compensation for Atlanta's tampering, if Marvin Harrison Jr. slides in the draft, do you think the Bears are going to pass?
How are you
I
getting
do.
compensation for Atlanta tampering?
I
Well,
think
they think they're going to
they might be
flip
thinking-
flop their draft pick or lower it. Was a rumor out there.
I think
I don't know if we'd get compensation.
They
but
would
there
just
was a rumor-
lose a pick. Yeah.
right when we'd move up.
Yeah.
Oh, they would lose. Plus, they were tampering with Mooney, so that would be against us.
Well, but they
so we might get a pick.
They've specifically named a name that was tampering, and it was Ryan Pace.
Can you? Yeah. Can you imagine? What if they gave us their first round pick and ours?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
I think they'll just take it
We're
away
giving
from
the
us.
Bears a fourth round pick.
There was talk about Philly also because Franklin from
Saquon.
he went out and was talking about Philly talking to Saquon before the legal tampering, and then he kind of like realized what he did and was like, fuck, and they kind of closed it down. But I hope they burn Philly down myself, but I'd love that. So, all right. So we took Brock Bowers at 18. JC Latham goes to the Rams. Brian Thomas Jr. is playing with backup quarterback Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. Sorry, that probably pissed a few people off, but all right, let's hop back into this. Let's just run it down through to our next pick.
While you're doing that, Doyle Collette, our guy, $20. One of the things that stands out to me about Caleb Williams is when he said sincerely, it's not about the money or fame. It's about being immortal and writing history. I'm super stoked for draft day. Love you, boys. $20.
Love it.
Doyle, I love you too. And you're 100% right. Just watching him, I think the thing about him, real quick, was watching his teammates celebrate with him afterward. I mean, you can't make that up. It's genuine. So all those assholes that created this and his teammates hate him. He's a diva. Fuck that guy. They just were told this bullshit and they bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Fake news. The reality is you can't fake friendships. Just know when it's authentic. And
so what position do you guys want to look at here? We are at pick 48 and we have no trade offers.
We got to see who's behind, but I'm running to the podium and taking Fisk.
He likes big Fisk down there. I like that kid. No, he's talking about the defensive tackle from Florida State.
No. I know. I thought he said who's behind.
Oh, trading down.
And I was saying Cincinnati.
No, not to trade down and just see what other names are there on the board.
Roman Wilson went, huh?
Yeah, right.
Really?
Of course.
Did my boy Ladd go?
Oh yeah, he had to have. After his pro day. Yeah, right there.
There he is, the top of the.
Did you see his numbers at his pro day?
Bro, I honestly,
bonkers.
If Bowers wasn't there, I was going to make an argument for Kiernan to take him.
We talked about it. They 17. Said, don't be shocked when he goes round 1.
Bro, his ability to separate when he stopped.
It's disgusting.
And he goes, that is uncoachable speed and explosiveness. I would have taken him at 17, but Bowers is just too big of a matchup.
Well, you're talking about extreme value at that point. So I mean, I understand that. I don't think it's you just invest.
I have no way is he
$40 million.
He's not going to be there, but we had to do it for the exercise. That's what I like about you, Kiernan. You did the right thing there. Adiza Isaac.
I love Jonah Ellis, but I'm taking Fisk here.
All right. Is there any other? Do you want to look at offensive line at all?
I'm going defensive line here. We don't have. I mean, we took offense.
The kid from Yale. Look at him.
Well, he's
moving up boards, bro.
He's going to be a 30 visit for your Chicago Bears.
I talked to his coach Shane yesterday, saying big things about him. No hype.
Well, he is big. Just by
himself. Gotta get Chris Harold to send us some all 22. I asked the coach. She said, "We'll see if we could get it to you." That means maybe. There's my boy. Two Connecticut peeps tops on the board.
Yeah.
UConn and Yale.
All right. So
he's going
bright side. I don't think he would be in play here, but I know that the Bears have talked to him multiple times. With you being a Ducks fan, can you give us a quick rundown on Troy Franklin and what you think of him?
I love Troy Franklin. I think he's lightning quick. He plays a lot. He's skinny, but he plays a lot bigger than his weight. Like, he's a powerful player. He'll go up and get a ball, catch a lot of jump balls. He's good over the top. He separates almost immediately. And it's surprising. I mean, it just shows how deep this wide receiver class is, that he's pretty much firmly in the second round, when in a lot of other classes he might be a first round pick. I mean,
so can I talk you guys into keeping Gervon Dexter as your 3 technique and plopping Tavondre Sweat next to him?
The 370 pounder.
Oh, dude.
You like him over Chris Jenkins?
Well, they're two completely different players. I mean, Jenkins is going to be your true 3 tech.
Right.
Where Tavondre is just going to be where I look at Tavondre Sweat is when you talk about multipliers, he's making Montez Sweat better. He's making Gervon Dexter better. He's clearing alleys for your linebackers behind him. He's making your secondary better. He's just, I think he should be in consideration. But this
I
is
like Jenkins a lot too.
Yep.
What do you think about Jenkins versus Fisk, Phil?
I think Fisk plays every down like it's his last. So
yeah,
he's
Jenkins has got a lot of rawness to his game.
Yeah, Jenkins is powerful at the point of attack. So, I mean, for me, I'm very biased towards the guy that plays every down the way Fisk does. That's why I like the dude. But Jenkins, I believe, has the higher ceiling as far as what he's going to be in the NFL. I think
so too.
He becomes a all-pro type of football player.
But he is your true Flus / Lovie Smith 3 tech.
This dude can get into the fucking double team and just move the line of scrimmage back. Fisk is strong as well, not like him. And they tell you that's good.
I haven't watched a ton of tape, but if you're saying Jenkins is your true 3 tech,
I think he could play both. I really do.
But do you think that the Bears are going to move? Do you think that they're going to take
they have
3 tech here?
They have Pickens. They have Dexter. They signed all these dudes to 1-year deals. Like, I gotta look.
What's their edge?
Their edge isn't. Oh, what's left?
What's their edge?
You got Adisa Isaac, who I like Adisa Isaac
really
over Chop Robinson. That's me. Not a lot of people will agree with me. Jonah Ellis Nealand is a guy that I know that the Bears have talked to, as have Booker.
Booker is so athletic, but he's so raw. He's so raw.
But you just lost. Braswell went 45th, by the way.
Just missed. Well, this is the thing with the trade down. When you at 9,
right,
you get to this point, and then you're like, one away from the one you eyeball.
Yeah, and this to me, I would be all day long Dallas Turner over Chop.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You're asking. Yep.
I don't think that one's a close one.
No.
It's your draft.
I'm taking Chris Jenkins.
He goes with Jenkins. Cherie is happy. Go blue. Go blue. Defensive tackle Chris Jenkins. Father was a
All right,
fucking
so
nightmare to deal with.
Let me throw
Father
a monkey
was a
wrench.
nightmare.
Let me throw a monkey wrench into here. So we are at pick 48. Our next pick is 75.
Yes.
You have Fisk out there. A Horo.
We can go back to.
What's that?
What's the closest spot we can move back to?
Well, I'm just we have no
There's
trade
no
offers.
trade offer.
Oh,
So we're gonna stick here. But who do you think is there? Like, do you take a different? Because you talked about Fisk, Phil talked about Jenkins, I talked about Tavondre Sweat.
They have
all
Fisk
potentially be in
ranked
play.
39th. Look at them.
Dorless
So value,
is there too.
value
Dorless
wise,
is
yep.
good.
Dorless, yep. But you also would have to make it to 75. I mean, do you want to look at the other positions
The edges
available real
drop
quick?
off. That's why this is a good practice.
This
because
is
if
the
you miss
point,
on
Phil.
an edge
This is
early.
when people are. This is why edge is 100% in play along with
Exactly.
offensive tackle
Those
at
two
number
positions.
9.
Yeah.
Because I can get you a wide receiver. Look where we are right now. You know what I mean? So, just say at 75, I can still get you a wide receiver. The offensive tackles fall off a cliff. The edges fall off a cliff. That's you have to be cognizant of that.
100 Ben Frank, $1.99. Playoffs this season? That should be the goal.
Play. Yep.
It's gotta be the play, Ben. Ben Frank. $20. You only gave us $1.99. I'm just kidding.
He's busting balls. All right. So if you go to all, Sanistrell, Fisk, Franklin, obviously Penix isn't in play. Ricky Pearsall, Disa Isaac.
Ricky.
We could have taken Sanders, but you guys had to take Brock Bowers. I'm kidding. Keon. Jalen Polk. So, all right, we have 1 minute, 13 seconds left on the clock. What is your pick officially, Kieran?
I can. Do we have that drop, or is that only on our? Oh, it's only in draft.
I'm still taking Chris Jenkins here.
There it is. He's taking Jenkins.
I will ask you guys: have you guys watched Jonah Ellis's tape?
I dove into him quite often. Yeah, I'm a fan.
That dude is crazy. It's too bad that he's 6'2". If he was 6'4", I think he's a bona fide first rounder.
Jonah Ellis, another guy that plays with his hair on fire. Speaking of hair on fire, look at this guy wearing the Keepin It 100 T. Lawrence Chisholm. Now I can see your face, bro. $2. We are getting a winner. Bear down. Let's fucking go. So LFG.
Tavondre Sweat goes 72 to the Jets. Dorless 71. So it's probably a good thing that you got your guy. Nealon goes 65. Haynes is
Ellis went.
Where's Ellis?
I have Haynes. Ryan Cox and I were just talking about this. I have Haynes in my top 50.
I love Christian Haynes. We saw him play live.
Haven't watched enough.
He's
Phil,
look at this dude.
Look
at Yale and
Bay.
UConn.
Happens all the time. Fisk went 54, so he didn't last too long.
Went to the Bronx. There's Ricky.
Us. Boy, they drafted Brian Thomas and Troy Franklin. Holy shit! This rate, Justin Fields is going to put up at least 18 touchdowns. Oh, God, I'm such a dick.
Wayne Bender, $5. Since Caleb Williams will be the pick at 1, do you guys think the Bears should stay put at 9? That's what we're doing now, Wayne.
That's just hard to say. You got to see.
I think they're going to take an edge or a tackle.
Kieran, what position group are you looking at now?
All right, we got our interior D lineman. We got a tight end and a quarterback. I'm looking at a line depth now.
We did. Justin Jones left.
This is a guy they did check out Mo Kamara. The Bears did, but
Mo Kamara.
What position group do you want to look at, Kieran?
I'm looking at the offensive line here.
Going tackle. Oh,
and I'm going to defer to my pro player personnel guy on the offensive lineman.
Boy,
Because
I don't
I
know.
have not watched enough film on these guys.
Well, Van Pran is there, but I'd be interested in wide receiver too. Here at this point, you want to. Taz Walker had such a Phil. There's your guy,
Baker.
Johnny Wilson's a sleeper. Baker is a stud.
Yeah, I like Baker.
I think Baker plays a lot like Allen Robinson.
What's
It reminds me a lot of Allen Robinson.
Do you
What's
think
ADP? What does that stand for?
Average draft position?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Do you think that they're going to throw Caleb Williams a bone at some point in this draft, maybe with pick 122 and take Rice? He's available, like they did last year.
Is it where we're at now?
I could see it.
They did that with in Houston with Tank Dell, who worked out with CJ Stroud. He was kind of banging the table for him. But
Josu Santiago, $5. Thank you, Josu. Josie or Josu? I liked Justin, but I'm a Bears fan first. Thank you, Josie. I'm freaking tired of losing, especially to the Packers. Number 13, bear down. There you go. Dwight Howell, $4.99. Would love to see this be our season for Hard Knocks. Shane, odds of the Bears on Hard Knocks have to be very high.
Yeah,
that'd be freaking awesome.
80% chance.
That'd be awesome.
I think it's higher than that.
Dude, Hard Knocks with Caleb Williams and his.
Oh my God!
You don't think
people that have a problem with his personality? It's perfect.
Where?
It's perfect.
Wait.
Why do we have
just wait until they settle the Arlington Heights stuff and Caleb is here and the Chicago. Well, we talked about this last year.
Ashton,
when I said it was a year too early for the Bears. And
yes.
Guess what? I was right.
You were right.
Yeah. So just
right again. You're smart.
Buckle the fuck up is all I'll say.
Buckle
so what are we looking at here?
What are we doing?
Brandon wants to get Spencer Rattler, provide some competition, he said.
Bring back the competition again.
Ooh.
Smash the like button if you're just tuning in. We got Brightside Bears home from X out there joining us tonight. We're talking Chicago Bears, Pro Day, free agency. We're just finishing up this mock. And we're going to talk a little bit more. Let's finish this up.
So what would you want to look at, Kieran?
Smash the like button right now. Do the sprint.
I'm looking at
1,600 of you.
Because this is a value. Is this pick 48? We have two. No,
we're
what
at
pick
70,
are we at?
We're at 75.
Yeah, I'm taking an offensive lineman here. I think we need.
You want interior or are you talking outside?
I'd like somebody who can play center.
All right.
Then you would go Cedric Van Pran.
Yeah.
Take a shot at him. I like him.
Yep. No, I like him too.
What was that? Go back to the outside, the offensive tackle. I just wanted to see it.
Oh yeah, we can look at tackles.
Yep.
I just wanted to see it.
So you have picks coming. We're at 75, and then we have back-to-back picks because of our trade down at 96 and 97. So that's
it, right?
No. And then we have 122.
Oh,
so
really?
We have 4 picks left.
Wow. Look at you, Brightside.
That's right.
So
your boy Jalen Wright went right before this pick, Shane.
Yeah, well, he's out of
My
the
friends
question
are getting
now
mad at me right now for trading down.
Just wait till you think that's bad, bro. Wait till you get in the YouTube comments tomorrow. You're fucked.
I can't believe you said that.
I had a dude send me a DM saying he can't wait till my son gets cancer again. That's the world we live in. So yeah.
I had a dude, honestly, have a whole 4 paragraphs written on how I made this happen. It was because of me.
Yeah.
That I showed the tape and traded It's my fault. I kid you not.
You were like, I hope so.
I go, if that's the case, thank me later.
So who is your pick here?
Let's look at tackles real quick, and then I'm going to defer to my director of pro player personnel here for this pick.
Fisher.
We did get to see Fisher with Big Steve Edwards, and you like a lot of things that Fisher has. There's an upside there.
He feels like he's a starter all day long.
Yeah,
Big Steve does.
He can compete. He played right tackle at Notre Dame. He can compete with Braxton Jones at left tackle, based on watching his tape. But Van Pran gives you a young, strong center that enters the competition. We broke down Ryan Bates with Big Steve Edwards.
Well, that's what you have to look at now, just real quick, Phil, because it's smart that you brought him up. So if you do go Van Pran,
you got
don't forget
Bates
Ryan Bates, because Ryan Bates can play left guard, center, or right guard. So you have that covered, and you also got the kid from the Rams. I'm blanking out his name. Is it Coleman?
Shelton.
So then
Coleman Shelton.
Based on that, I would go with Fisher if you want to go line.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Rank 78, taking him at 75. There's
there you go. Look at Vince. Were you the guy, Vince? No, it wasn't Vince. $1.99. Did TTNL influence the Bears moving on from Justin Fields 1?
Yeah, it was our fault.
It was totally us, Vince. I swear to you.
Do you want any numbers on Fisher? So stats, he played 37 snaps at left tackle in 2021, but obviously 2022 and 2023 he's over 700 and over 800.
Well, Shane, do we think he can play left?
I think he can.
Yeah, I mean, in a pinch, I don't know if I feel great about him there.
He's not going in there and starting at left tackle. He's going to compete.
Yeah. You think he can be the eventual replacement for Braxton?
Do you think that you could get a legitimate third wide receiver here? Would be my next question.
Let's look. I didn't even see it.
There is somebody that is my favorite receiver in the entire draft. Maybe not the guy who I think is the best, but my favorite receiver is Malachi Corley.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you got Jalen McMillan from Washington, Tez Walker from North Carolina. Hopefully he can bounce back from his horrible
boy, Big Johnny Wilson.
Yeah. Jamari Thrash.
There he is.
So Malachi Corley you want to look at?
I love Corley.
So 22 years old, 5'11", 210. He was actually, so he's young because he was a running back originally.
Yeah, he played.
Have you guys watched his tape?
I haven't.
I have not gotten to Corley. I saw him
2 games. I've looked at him, but I haven't dove into him much. But yeah, he's that. Well, right there, that's the next words out of my mouth were, extremely raw. And this is he's pretty raw in the nuances of playing receiver. So
the way he runs the football, though, when he gets the ball in his hands, truly incredible. This
is the part that's smart to talk about because you, much like you were talking about Brock Bowers. Now, does that, if you're going to end up using him because we have 2 tight ends, I know you want to get him on the field. So is this pushing these guys down?
Yeah, I don't think I'd take a receiver here, and that is because we took Bowers earlier, and it is just way too many mouths to feed if we take another receiver here.
So you want to stay with Fisher?
I'd stay with the offensive line because, I mean, you're bound to have an injury on the offensive line at some point.
All right, so that's your guy right there?
Yep.
Fisher? All right, so boom. Now we are going to have back-to-back picks here, and my guess. So this is...
Might get Malachi here.
No,
there he goes. He's right there.
Oh, he just went.
Figures. So...
Is Brendan Rice on the board?
He is, but I want to. So we have back-to-back picks here. So I want to see who is here. So this is the guy that I think is going to end up being a Chicago Bear on draft day at some point. Is Leonard Taylor?
Huge talent,
big talent, and has not lived up to expectations. Yeah, but he is everything Flus wants. They just have to unlock the kid, and I mean that you're down here in that range.
Can he play edge?
No,
he's a 3.
No, but we took
we took Chris Jenkins already.
Chris Jenkins, yeah. I don't know. I was just putting this out here that I keep the name Leonard Taylor in your memory banks for draft day. I think he finds his way to Chicago.
Josh T, $2. Thank you, Josh. I like Thomas Jr. and Mitchell. Adonai. How do you say his name?
Adonai. Yeah, they call him AD.
AD Mitchell over Odunze. Well, I don't agree with you, Josh T, but
so you could have back-to-back picks right here, Kieran, of Van Pran and Brendan Rice.
Well, let's get who do we get?
Look at that.
I'm taking them both. I agree.
You got them both there. Said you got the other developmental center.
We have
waited
not
on
touched edge at all. By the way, do you want to take a peek just to see who is left there?
Yeah, we can see
the kid Kamara.
Mo Kamara
still there.
Yep. The Boygby, he's got some talent. There's a lot of stiffness in his game. I just don't think he's going to fit the athletic profile that they want. Xavier Thomas is somewhat interesting, but I think that this would be the Bears guy. So you're hoping that he gets to 122. Would be my guess. So who do you want to pay more money, Kieran, at 96 versus 97? And
I'm appeasing my new quarterback.
I knew it. That's a smart move, my man. Smart move.
So let's pay Brendan more money.
All right.
Gonna bring Brendan Rice into the offense with Caleb Williams. They have a connection.
There's a double USC player off the board right there. I really like Kalen Bullock, who went right before us. He's a good player.
Yeah. So are you you're putting in the card for Van Pran here?
Yeah. I think that makes our offensive line.
Now you hope your edge makes it to 122, and I believe he did.
You can get Leonard Taylor. He's there. And I'm sure Kamara is there.
Yeah, he's got to be.
A Big B just went, so he's there. Look at it.
So do you want to? Well, so we know he's there. Stover's a good player. Cooper Beebe's, to me, he's got a lot of Cody Whitehair to his game. Yeah. So is that where you want to go, Kieran?
I'll defer this one to you guys between those two defensive linemen.
I wouldn't have taken I wouldn't have taken Jenkins myself. I would have went a different direction, but when we took him, that's fine. So, but I mean, I think at this point you have to address edge. I love the fucking upside of Leonard Taylor when you bring him into a situation where there's zero pressure and you just be like, you're going to wake the fuck up and we're going to unlock this talent. But I mean, you're fucking barren across from Montez Sweat. So
I'd take Kamara.
Yeah. And Ben knows I'm a big Vaki fan, but
I love that guy.
Yeah. He was gone. He just went. And there's a lot of talk about people making him a running back in the NFL, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
He was a running back in Utah. He ran for 6 years.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying putting him back.
Yeah. So Washington took him at pick 100. Yeah. So
he's an awesome player. I made a post about him the other day. He's incredible.
Estimate went.
Yeah. So what is Phil? He was deferring to us, but where do you want to?
You're picking this.
Listen, we have no edge. You gotta get a guy in here. I know me, and I would. I don't think
one.
Yeah, he doesn't fit the athlete. That's why he's dropping. He just doesn't fit the.
But he's got that edge mentality, pass rush.
He does not fit the his bio.
He just doesn't have the length.
Yeah,
he's got power.
I would probably try to figure out it. I know me. I couldn't pass up Leonard Taylor here.
So then take Leonard Taylor.
What do you
take
think?
him? Take the player.
Yep.
Always go with the player.
We can figure it out.
Because
we can always trade.
It could come down to
Make a
who do you
trade.
believe? Who do you believe more in moving forward? Which is what it could come down to. And you're talking about Leonard Taylor versus Zach Pickens. Not saying that you're getting rid of either right now. You're not. But to me, Leonard Taylor has a higher upside than Zach Pickens does.
Right.
I'm hoping Zach is fucking benching his ass off and squatting and working his ass off.
Yeah.
Because he's got talent.
I'd agree with you, Shane. I mean, I'm not taking a 6'1" edge rusher.
Yeah. And if you just, like I said, you look at.
Hey, a 6'1" edge rusher just went to the Hall.
Yeah.
Dwight Freeney. I think he was 6 foot, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
He was that short.
From Bloomfield High School here in Connecticut. Not Boston, Shane.
But so there's this, it's just, listen, he's got things that he's got to work on. But when you're down here at 122, these are the guys you take traits. I always remember Jerry Angelo when he took Alex Brown. He was praising the entire draft class for their character and all of this stuff. And he goes, we did that with every pick except for Brown. Remember Alex Brown at one point, they were talking about going first round, he's SEC player of the year, second round. Bears got him in round 4, if you remember.
It's a great pick.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull
Alex is with us.
The trigger, and we are going to be trying to figure out edge.
That's it. We're done, right?
That is it.
Okay, I see. Wait, who did we take as our top DN? Absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
What's up, boys? Ben Hooper, $4.99.
Well,
time for Bears to shine for the next 10 to 15 years.
I would be
TTNL.
signing Mike Dana in free agency, which I would be doing that anyway. As part of the rotation.
Yeah. Or what do you think? I would not be afraid to take Jadeveon Clowney.
He is out in Carolina today.
Is he?
Yes, I believe so. Maybe it's tomorrow. So
TTNL
here is the
show.
recap.
Bear down forever. $4.99. Thank you, Ben Hooper.
So A plus started off.
A plus, of course.
A plus for Caleb Willis. Are you kidding me?
And you guys,
he's a diva.
You guys fucked up with Chris Jenkins. I'm kidding. Blake Fisher, Brendan Rice, A minus. Cedric Brand, B. Leonard Taylor, A minus overall draft grade.
Hey, I'm gonna get fucking killed for taking Brock Bowers at 18.
Blame
all those
me.
comments,
I talked you into it.
All right. So what we will do, Kieran and I will send you this image of your draft so you can promote it on your Twitter feed that you did with TTNL.
Sounds good.
Post it. But there you go. We're out of there.
You also wanted to promote some other stuff that you do, right?
For sure. So first of all, go ahead and follow me at Brightside Bears on X. And then I also work with another group called The Bad Guy Radio on Twitter and YouTube. They have a bunch of my friends over there. We run it, and they do baseball, football, pretty much all the above sports coverage. So go ahead and follow them at The Bad Guy Radio.
There you go.
Who's your baseball team, by the way? Not the Cubs, I hope.
Not the Cubs. The other shitty team in Chicago.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're fucked there, buddy.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Where's Vargas? He'll be pissed at you.
Well, thank you guys.
I don't watch baseball. No, thank you.
I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Are you doing anything for the draft?
I think since I'm down in Florida, I'll be staying home this year. I will be painting my nails. I want to buy a Caleb Williams jersey, but I have no idea what number he's going to wear. Absolutely no idea.
Listen, I have some inside information that I know who will wear 13.
Is it Caleb?
It is not.
Okay, so
it will be Keenan Allen,
as it should be. As it should be.
It was laughing. Listen, this is inside information. Don't tell anybody.
And I'll just say this too: is Caleb was number 18 in high school.
I don't like that number.
Mike Tomczak.
Yeah.
Can we unretire number
Peyton Manning?
7 or 3?
They would never do number 7. Are you fucking crazy?
How about number 3?
I wouldn't mind 3.
Yeah. How about number 1? We set the fucking earth on fire.
Oh, you're wearing number 3.
I am wearing 3, Bronco Nagurski.
Look at you. Oh my God. What would be before we go, what would be the perfect number for Caleb Williams?
You don't want to just have him come out with number 1?
4's gone, so 12. We're taking back the number 12 in the division. Aaron Rodgers does not get to be the best 12 anymore.
Aaron Rodgers is his GOAT. Like like Walter was
18.
mine.
He was 18 for a reason in high school. I just think
that's a gross number.
Yeah. Well,
I was hoping 3 plus
you
1
watch
plus
Peyton
3
Manning,
is
I
4.
could give 2 shits what number Peyton Moore. He was out there balling his ass off, but
Hey,
yeah, we'll
8
see.
It's not
I could
my
see him
favorite
doing
number,
something
but-
completely different.
Did he wear 22 or no?
No, it's illegal. DeAndre Swift didn't go 0. He took number 4.
He did. That was the other number that people thought he might take.
I thought 4 was going to be in play.
Yeah.
That
Maybe,
was the
yeah,
number.
right. Truth speaks. That was the other one I thought of.
Darnell
was gone.
Mooney.
He
Nice.
did the
10.
double ones. Yeah, I'll be twice as good as the.
No more 10s. Thinks he be twice as good.
Yeah, Drake May better not take 10.
I just caught you.
Oh,
That was very
that was a
good.
little bit slow.
I
has
was
no idea what the
talking.
fuck you talked about, right?
Wait, before we let you go, you were also the guy that fooled our boy Cap with your tweet on wearing the number 1 patch.
Did he buy that?
He
That's
got
funny.
all fired up. What
Dude,
the
it's crazy. ML Football picked it up. DraftKings picked it up on TikTok. I couldn't believe it. It was like- I was getting crucified by my own people last night. They were like,
That's great.
You made a great joke. You're very smart. Follow this guy. He keeps it 100. That's why we wanted to have him on. It was a great time with you, and I appreciate you jumping on with us, Kieran.
thank you for having me
all
on.
the
I
best,
appreciate
man.
it.
We'll have you on again, man.
Awesome.
Coach
Thank
Jack,
you.
We'll celebrate.
See you guys later.
God
All right, man,
bless
take
you.
care. Good
Kieran at Brightside Bear. Great dude.
Yeah, he
A
had
lot
a
of fun.
nice little draft there with us.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I said,
His first draft with us.
he's gonna get vilified, I'm sure, in the comments tomorrow, taking a tight end. So
I talked him into that.
I know.
I don't think you could pass that talent.
No, I
JJ.
get it. I get it when you're down there. I just think that they would. I think under the circumstances,
if
Phil,
Brian
they probably
Thomas
would have
probably
went
would've went.
Brian Thomas
Or a pass rusher.
or yeah,
They were all
that.
gone. All the pass rushers were gone.
Or like I said, I think I know everybody's locked in on wide receiver, but I just that edge rushers, as we've seen, and offensive linemen fall off of a cliff.
Yeah, the talent falls.
Don't forget, is Braxton? You are going to need to pull. You got to pay Braxton Jones, I believe, next year, right? Or is he going into year 3? Is he going to? Yeah, this is going to be his 3rd year, so he must have signed a
This'll be
4-year
three-
deal.
yeah,
I don't think he signed a
this'll be
3-year
year
deal. Maybe
JJ $9.99, the only channel with no agenda. Thanks for representing our Bears out there on the East Coast. Hope to meet you guys one day here in Chicago. Respect. Hashtag respect. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your kind words. Listen, we always try to be as loud as we possibly can for the truth. And I appreciate fans like you that go out of their way to embrace that, not take it personally, understand our passion for this football team runs deep, runs real deep. Doug Connell, our guy. Doug, I saw your TTNL wrestling video with the wrestler doing the DDT on somebody's head who was a fraud, and you had the TT. That was great. So thank you for that as well. Take a punter, he said, $1.99. Appreciate $1.99. Should I do the promo here, Shane, or near the end of the show?
What promo? Which one?
The local promo.
Oh, I think we should do it tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? That would only be patron show.
Yeah, and then we can release it. I would do it with them first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it with them tomorrow night.
Yep.
Okay.
Patron only, and then we'll open her up.
So tomorrow night I'll have a special request and dedication.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should have said that earlier. I was going to tell you, and then
tomorrow night, what he's talking about is stats are for losers. The tape never lies. TTNL draft coverage 2024. Tomorrow, we're going to look at Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors tape, showing you two of the best receivers in this draft. Will Caleb Williams get one of these two to add to Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Tyler Scott? We will see. Join us tomorrow night. Become a patron. TheTapeNeverLies.com. Right there for all your patron needs. Right there, TheTapeNeverLies.com. If you have a smartphone, point it at the screen, old man. Talking to myself too. Point it there and you can go right to. Some people are like, how do you get to your patron? Right there.
all over
the screen.
Pull out open up the camera on your phone, put it at that QR code.
I won't
bring up the website.
There it is. Yeah. It'll bring up the website.
Should I show them how this works?
Join the 1,000+ patrons, and we've broken the 1,000 mark, Shane.
So I got my phone up here. I'm pointing to it.
Yes.
And then it's going
see
to
what
load,
happens.
and it's going to bring you right here.
There you go.
Sign up.
All access, live shows, pop-up shows, all of the free agents we are going to break down. But Draft Mob is in full service. You can go in there. If you were on the edge or you were a field fanatic, you're like, okay, he's gone. You come down from your frustration. You can go in there and watch our past shows on Caleb Williams to see the quarterback that you are going to be seeing Sundays in the fall, or any of our draft coverage that's there. We broke down Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams. We'll continue to break down the quarterbacks, the receivers. As you know, tomorrow night we broke down Joe Alt. You can go check that tape out. This weekend on Sunday, we're going to break down Olu Fasanu. And I have a special announcement. Smash the like button for this. If you're happy and you know it, smash the like. Big Steve Edwards, former Chicago Bear, is now joining our network. So we have two former Bears, an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman on our network. The Bear Down with Big Steve. It's going to be a show on Monday nights. Big Steve is going to take to the airwaves here at TTNL. We're ironing all of that out, but I wanted to shout him out.
Keys guy, can 6'9" be too tall for left tackle?
Too tall,
yeah.
Joe.
Go ask Jonathan Ogden, the Hall of Famer, who is 6'9", 345 pounds. And by the way, that's that draft for the Baltimore
Ogden
Ravens.
was a fucking beast.
They took Ogden. And
I met Ogden.
Second first rounder that year. They followed it up with Ray Lewis.
That's right.
When you have your multiple first rounders, you have to make them count. So hopefully,
Rob, I would be shocked if
all of them
go before Olu. I'll show you the Olu tape this Sunday. I think a lot of people are going to be singing a different tune. It's funny. Every year I've done the draft since I was literally, if you're new to the network, Shane and I aren't from Chicago.
No.
And
it's even more impressive, right? Doesn't that mean that we love the Bears even more?
Because we get trounced on in New England or in Buffalo, where Shane is.
Jesus.
Anyway, I stay loyal to the truth. And since third grade, back when the draft was like 12 rounds or whatever it was, my mom allowed me to play hooky. And the draft was like on Monday, Sunday, Monday, and some crazy. So since that time, I have recognized that the NFL and all of the draft people, more so now than ever, the guys that are built up, they start chopping them down the year closer and closer to the draft.
Oh, yeah.
And they start. So Olu is one of those guys that I believe his tape is just, what are we fucking talking about here? Just like what I was with Caleb. Like, you are not watching tape if you think Caleb Williams' talent doesn't translate to the NFL. You are just a fraud. Say it again. A fraud.
And that is what, Phil? MFFY? Hashtag MFFY?
Hashtag MFFY.
Those are the motherfucking facts, y'all.
The motherfucking facts, y'all. Back to Chris Beckenfelder. What are your thoughts on Leggett, wide receiver 3, to learn the route running from Moore and Allen?
Well, I know he ain't 6'3" or 6'4". I know that. It's an inside joke. I'm sorry.
I like Leggett.
Yeah.
He's got work to do, and that would be the perfect kind of people to surround that kid with, because he's got a lot of work, but a lot of talent. So, Kerry Franklin, $20. Love these mock drafts. Do you know when they announce the teams for the Hall of Fame game? Bear down. Do you know that, Shane?
No,
I don't.
Yeah, it's going to be closer to the draft when the schedule comes out. But I mean, the Bears are a mortal lock to be in the Hall of Fame game. I mean,
I think so, because you have Peppers,
yeah,
you got Hester, and you got Steve McMichael. So,
that. Caleb Williams.
Oh, Caleb. Lawrence Chrisman, $5. I wouldn't be surprised if Poles drafted Kyron. He's from Hinsdale, Illinois. Poles has a thing for prospects or players from Chicago or the Chicagoland suburbs. I don't know. We'll see. Chrisman. Ben Hooper's back, $4.99. Caleb's effortless throwing the ball today was a delight to watch. Just poor, beautiful throwing motion, unlike Fields. Yeah, I mean, that's the difference, man. I know it's not games. You want to watch games, sign up to become a patron. Watching him throw, though, the throwing mechanics, just the ability, the ball just whips off of his hand. You can see how bulked up he is. His calves were, I was like, watching him move back.
He is definitely ready to go. And, his weight, and that's the big thing too, is, everybody was fixated on his height, his frame, and he's 217. He said he plans on staying there, for the rest of the year. That kid is yoked up.
Yeah. And we got Corn Planter. What's up, Corn? Shane's asking you, which players would you draft at 9 versus trading down?
Well, it's interesting. Like, is there a way that Malik Neighbors falls there? I think so. There's been some talk about a gun charge with him.
Really?
Coming out. Yeah, that's not a massive deal, but we'll see. I'm sure that, people in the NFL know a lot more about that than I do. I know Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams have built a pretty good relationship in this off season. So both of those guys are 100% in play. I don't know how Dallas Turner is not in play if he's there. I just don't know how he would get past Atlanta. And I mean, if you're Ryan Poles, are you trying if they think that you have to have Dallas Turner? Yeah, to me, you have to get ahead of Atlanta. So then you're talking Tennessee, flipping them a 4 to go from 9 to 7, and then they're still getting their offensive lineman at 9. So it's right there you got Malik Neighbors, Roma Dunze, Dallas Turner. I mean, I don't. People keep, and I understand they let Keenan Allen go. They let Mike Williams go, or they traded Keenan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
People keep on putting a wide receiver in LA. I just don't think there's any chance Jim Harbaugh is taking a wide receiver. I don't think that's who he is in a deep draft. To me, I think that's where all goes if they don't move down. I think he goes 5.
Think Bowers goes 5.
You think they'll take him?
Oh yeah. Fucking Jim loves the fucking tight end.
No, I get it. Yeah. But
imagine that piece. Think about how many over routes the tight end run, those boot waggles.
They also want to run the fucking ball with Jim Harbaugh too. So like I said, I think I would put
it.
I can see.
You got the kid from Northwestern at left tackle.
Yeah, Slater. But I mean,
so who's the right tackle? He would go to right.
I would have to look at the Chargers, but they could use offensive linemen. But I think trading down is in play, but I don't think it's going to be a massive trade down. Guys, and there's going to be guys that are in play that you're probably not going to be excited about or happy with. Byron Murphy is going to be in play for the Bears. I'm just telling you. He is.
That's defensive tackle from Texas.
Phil, he is absolutely everything. When you hear Ryan Poles talk about we put a bear next to their name, I guarantee you, if you look at their board, Byron Murphy has that next to his name. The kid plays like he's on fire every single down. He does. And the only reason he's not talked about more is because Tavondre Sweat is a fucking mountain. He's massive. And people look at the game and they're fixated on him. Byron Murphy is 100% in play for the Bears. 100%.
Yeah, he's not. I agree. I just think edge.
It's
edge.
But you get my point. What I'm saying, Phil, if you're at 9 and Tennessee is on the clock, and you know that they're very likely going offensive linemen, where's Atlanta going to go? They have to go edge. They're not going to draft another wide receiver.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade up. I would just take Verse.
Yeah, I have Turner that far ahead, where if it was costing me like a future 4 or whatever, I mean, if that's the Bears are barren.
Verse is more a fit to what it is opposite than I think Turner is.
No, I get it. The thing that just some people it doesn't matter to them at all, and it does. A Verse is a 24-year-old rookie, so then you're talking year 2, 25. That it's, to me, that matters. And like if you're looking at
Verse is a fucking animal.
Oh no! Listen.
Ben Hooper has a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoever wished your son to get cancer again, wow, what a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We've lost friends over our truthful analysis.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like you let a football player who doesn't even fucking know you
Yep.
get in between a friendship. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. So
Me and Shane will fight on things. It doesn't affect me.
So
like
let me bring this up real quick just to.
Noah T loved watching Verse.
Yeah, so Verse will be 24 in season this year.
He's 23.
Yeah, so he turns 24.
When's his birthday? October?
October or November, I believe it is. Yeah, November. And Dallas Turner just turned 21 in February.
They're still young.
But they're no, I get it. They're young, but I'm talking about you still have 3 more years with Dallas Turner before you even get there to where Verse is. But to me, those things play into it, especially when you're talking a top 10 pick.
Friendships separate football like church and state. Big ups, guys. Shout out from patron Tom. What's up, Tom? We're gonna have a big patron show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And
speaking
Sunday.
of patrons, patron Steve, I sent you that DM. I saw you read it and you did apologize, but go back and read it one more time because I asked you to do something in there, and as of now, I don't think you've done it.
He hasn't done it yet.
Please delete. That's all I'll say.
Jeez. Come on, patron Steve. You're always checking in. Now you got to check out what Shane said.
Please, and thank you. But yeah, go ahead.
Any questions? Ask Gary. It's the best $7 you'll ever spend. TTNL patron rocks all the way from Scotland, Shane. Scotland. Now, do you know Sandy Tom, Gary?
Oh yeah,
it's a big
Sandy Tom. We got to get him back out here.
I know. I miss that dude. Sandy Tom from across the pond. Do you remember the next lyric? Because I can't remember. Sandy Tom from across the pond. We got to start doing in the off season again some of these songs and stuff. We're gonna do a lot more music and stuff coming up in the off season. What do you call those? Why am I losing the word? What are they called? When like lock and four, lock and four, lock and four, lock and four, lock and four. Parody. That was the word. Fuck.
Claudio has family obligations.
Yes. Claudio will be back from here, from time to time. But he has some family stuff going on, and we want to be respectful to him. Yes. Noah T. They're parody songs. Yes. I used to do a lot of parody songs. We used to have fun with all that. So in the off season, we're going to do some parody songs. What would be a great parody song for Caleb Williams being a bear? Finally, it happened to me. We got a QB1 and I like it. I could do it all day. Could make these songs. I made all these songs up. What was the offensive line one? Oh, I did Aladdin, A Whole New World. Remember? A whole new line.
Oh, those were the days. And I don't miss them.
It is funny though. The best though, I think, was Nagy.
That
Nightmares of Matt Nagy.
Lock and four. I gotta get back into my lock and four up bashing on Twitter.
I know. What has he done?
He's
still doing it? I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's very good friends with Adam Rank, by the way.
No, I had to check in on Adam. I wanted to see how many Kleenexes he needed. Is he okay? I was begging him to go to the USC Pro Day. He didn't make it out there.
Yeah.
It's a big drop of the ball. You got to go.
Our patron, Mr. Bullets, was
Was he walking? Was he trying to get in there?
Yeah, he was holding the boom box up above his head. Caleb, I love you. I bought one of your cards already. They wouldn't let him in.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Nightmares of Matt Nagy. Empty sets on 3rd and 3. That was the best. Nope.
That was rude.
We never got to see Jackal. Shout out to Bullets going out there.
He tried.
Did I? He's our quarterback, and we. Good job,
Adrian. It's happening, bro. Come on. It's
happening, guys.
Don't let that ruin your next 36 days because it is happening.
Enjoy it. Leno is gone. That was not a parody. That was actually a song we wrote.
Yeah.
Me and Cool Kennedy wrote that. I came up with the hook. Leno is gone. Leno. And then, we did the Blog Boy song.
Real quick.
David Montgomery, because a lot of these blog boys, these fucking stat trolls, you'll see the fucking blog boys talking about this.
Blog boys and haters.
There you go. Blog boys and haters. Trolls on Twitter.
Still one of the best.
P.O.P. Hold it down.
It's performance over politics. Performance over politics.
Yeah. That bumps.
Oh, yeah.
My boy Anthony P. down at Clearwater, Florida with the kickers in the back of his trunk.
Oh, man.
Listening to performance over politics.
Yeah. I have in my vehicle, it plays very well. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. Cool Kennedy. Gotta check on him.
Does it bump like this one?
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Yes, Anthony. I was checking in on you. You're there. You're awake. We're going to have fun. I think we're finally going to have some fun. The Bears. We got to make a song out of this.
Phil, can you hear me? This is your dad speaking. Can you hear me? I'm in space.
That was the best.
I'm in space.
Ivan's laugh, and then your dad being a little bit delayed. But yeah, that was
the whole tailgate because Alex Acevedo had those speakers.
Yeah.
This is your dad. Can you hear me? Everybody.
Phil.
I'm in space. We should do a song. I'm in space. We're finally.
Hey, there you go. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, real quick to wrap it up. We had a great night. There's 1,633 of you strong here tonight joining us. We had a great time with Brightside Bear. Cherie fell asleep. She was watching Love at First Sight on Netflix.
She has a chicken wing delivery.
Oh my God. Again, every Wednesday night.
Hey, Boo Boo, you like the honey mustard ones?
I got to say, today was a great day. Caleb went out there, showed so much if you really pay attention. It's like a layup. Keenan Allen being there. And Ryan Poles giving him dap and a hug. And them going over to the parents,
mom and
like,
dad.
that was a class move by the Bears organization.
I love the semantics of him asking Lincoln Riley, now which one's his mom and dad? And then if you watch it, Lincoln points around. He's like, yeah, he's the one in the red over there. And then I have another picture. It's actually pretty great. Like the whole Bears contingent is
You got to put it up now.
in a circle. But yeah, let me grab it real quick because you know me in pictures. I'm not looking at the main picture, but
Lockenfora.
Let me
yeah, and then Caleb, obviously just showing the arm talent, the accuracy, the release, the throwing mechanic, the footwork, the chiseled size of Caleb. You could just see, when you have a quarterback that's under 6'4", where everybody wants people to be. I like when you're thick and you're mobile.
Clip it.
What he is.
Clip it after the thick part.
I love all.
Shut up, Yuri.
The parents are not allowed on the field ever in college. You can't have your parents on the field.
Not even when they score a touchdown and you want to tell everybody about it.
Exactly. You can't put them on the field. So if anybody's coming up with that conspiracy, you could drop that. It's a college thing. You can't bring parents to watch a workout and have them be on the field. It's just
here's the
high school.
Here's the picture that I'm talking about. And I know nobody will get this is how twisted I am when I look at things. I'm always looking at things. So this is Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham, and there's Flus, and I'm looking around, and if you look back in the stands there, here, I'll blow it up for you a little bit.
Blow it up.
That's Brad Biggs, the tree.
Biggs time. Mully and Hanley.
He's scoping out. If you look right off of Flus's right shoulder and up behind the guy with the backpack, that's Brad Biggs right there checking out. And hey, you got to give him credit. He's 100% doing his job.
Biggs. I know we've had our differences.
I'll hit him up. He follows me on
Twitter. That wasn't me at the Senior Bowl that you wanted to fight. I'm a whole different person.
I'll send him a DM.
I would love to get Brad Biggs on here. Yeah. He's actually been doing, and
he takes a lot. Hey, I'll tell you one
phenomenal job this offseason.
I know.
And he's showing his
Biggs takes a lot of grief from people, but when shit that he writes, you better read it all, because he's as locked in as they come when it talking about the Bears.
Yeah. Listen, tonight I want to make peace. I want to make amends. Brad Biggs, that authentically came. I had no idea that you found Brad Biggs in the background.
Yeah, I think it was Dustin Regan Padilla. I think he was the one that sent me this picture, and then I was looking. I'm like, hey, do you notice anything about that? And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, it's Biggs is back there checking him out. So, but that's why he's there. You wanna see who they're talking to.
They should all be there. They should all be there.
I know CHGO should have sent Greg Braggs. Hope was there.
I totally agree. Greg should have been there. Greg probably would have gotten Caleb on.
I don't know why they didn't send me. Got sent home. Yeah, another great point by Rob here.
Oh yeah,
Coleman talking about the bowl game.
Thank you, Rob. That was one of my things I didn't want to forget to talk about.
Yeah,
and I totally did. So Rob, Shane could read it, but I'll paraphrase.
No, I got it right here.
Go ahead.
So, Brett Coleman,
this is for you haters,
who has a massive following and
might be gypsies,
and is also a big Bears fan. He wrote this: a note that I got from from a teammate of Caleb Williams today at the USC Pro Day. Caleb was fully ready to play in the Holiday Bowl, but he has an outgoing quarterback for a Lincoln Riley offense. He knew that every quarterback in the country would be interested in transferring in. Miller Moss, who was Caleb's backup, had been waiting for his shot for 3 years, and Caleb wanted him to get a chance. So Williams went to Moss and told him he was going to sit out the bowl game so Moss could start and plant his flag. Caleb sat, Moss balled out, and every other quarterback immediately decided to go elsewhere besides USC. Those are the stories that nobody knew about. And they're like, oh, look at this fucking guy sitting out the bowl game. You know, he's doing his thing. And he did do his thing for his teammate. Yet another red flag shot down.
Sad. That's why, listen, young kids coming out of college don't deserve the tear down. If you want to get mad at the analysis or whatever of Justin Fields, that's fine. You can debate. But tearing down and making shit up as you go, and there's been plenty of people, professional people doing the same shit because they had an agenda. And it's sad. It's really sad. But the reality is I've been around football people like this and seen people do shitty things or do amazing things and never want credit for it. Caleb's energy, I'll just tell you, in all my years of doing it, I just can pick up on things about people. I can tell a bullshitter. And Caleb just has a real great quality about him, like a magnet. The energy of positivity surrounds him. And that stuff really, really matters. And when you hear that story, I mean, is that not the most unselfish thing? Isn't that like thoughtful and compassionate? But you're going to focus on him crying. And I've told the story straight from the coach of the emotion with his mom on his last game. So deciding that, the reality was a showcase of just amazing empathy and compassion for his brother. And that should be celebrated. That's the kind of kid you're getting here. The Bears know it. Every person I've spoken to that has crossed this kid's path has nothing but positivity. But some old schmoes want to go out there and say, oh, I've heard some things, can't say, but I've heard. Then don't say. Can't verify, don't say. I've heard some things about you. I don't say it. Because how is it true? Then it creates a teardown, especially when you got people all up in their feelings about another player. Oh, no, they're never going to trade him. I've unlocked the secret, the code. I know the Hall is coming. They're trading everything. Now, as Big Steve said, oh, now they're moving the chain. Now we're taking another player. Nope, you're taking the best player. We're taking the best player. You're taking the number one player in this draft, the best quarterback. Caleb Williams will be a Chicago Bear. And it'll be an amazing time to be a Bears fan. Does that mean he can't fail? No, because football is littered with failures. But you have to swing for the fences. That's how you do this. So when I analyze the tape versus what you have, there's nothing I've seen better, including Andrew Luck. I've said it. And I've had people, are you going to come out? Are you going to, if he fails, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? So now I'm going to answer what I'm going to say if he that's not how this fucking works, dick. Moron. We're putting the cart before the horse. Like, what world is this? How do you live? How do you sleep at night? It's sad. You don't put the cart before the horse. What? Let me flip it around. What are you going to do when he wins 3 Super Bowls? What are you going to say then? Are you going to apologize to me? Is anyone going to remember what the hell you said? No. No. Because you're not putting your name to it. That's why.
But
he's 100% better than Burrow. Burrow, as Shane said, was a 1-year wonder.
That's the thing. Going into the year,
this kid is carrying this torch.
The year they won the title, going into that collegiate season, Burrow was like a 5th round draft pick. And granted, yes, he's an amazing quarterback, has everything you really want, has to obviously stay healthy at this point, but yeah, I don't think that's, and I don't even give a shit about better. Just be the best one for us. Get us legitimacy at that quarterback position. That's all we need. But
and also just keep it about football. Keep it about football. I don't care. Paint his nails.
That's not true at all either, Nick.
I don't even know what that means. But yeah, I would want a QB that really wants to be great. This kid doesn't want to be great. He wants to be immortal. What does that mean? That's Walter Payton. He wants to be a legend. He wants to be remembered. If your goal is that, then what do you do at night? Do you go out partying with your boys? Or do you go fucking study tape? There's a difference there, guys. Are you worried about social media? Or are you worried about coverages versus Green Bay? What looks, what matchups can we get? If the safety comes down and it's 3rd and 7 and the safety comes down and we have whatever call on and that safety comes down, I want you to make sure that you're checking and have a signal called, a fire call, so we can run another play. Are you paying attention? Safety comes down. It's 3rd and 7. Big moment in the game. Yellow, whatever.
Yeah, we don't want this.
Golly, what the hell is going on?
Definitely don't want that.
Don't want that. Don't want that. Want a quarterback that is in the know. If somebody was driven to be great, sign me up. I told the story from the old historian here in Wallingford, Connecticut. He said when Walter Payton was drafted, he was asked, what are the Bears getting? They're getting someone who's going to make them forget Gale Sayers. Did he do it? Yeah, he did. Oh my God, raise your eyebrows. Gale Sayers, the Kansas Comet. How dare you? Walter Payton did what he did. It was a great day for the Bears. Great day for here at TTNL. If you're not a patron, join the 1,000 plus that are. The tapeneverlies.com. We're going to have a patron mock, patron Q&As. Obviously, the film breakdowns, all of it. This tomorrow, real quick, and then we're out of here. Going to bed, Shane. You got to get up. Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors tape. Take a look at both receivers. Both receivers here on TTNL. And I have a big favor and announcement tomorrow night of you patrons. So you're going to want to tune in then. And I'll explain all that tomorrow night.
We'll do that. And where I don't even know where I was going. I was looking in the just at this point, guys, and I think just for the sanity of all of us and everything, not just this show. I'm talking about for all shows and on Twitter and Facebook, and just be done with it. Turn the page, bury it now. Justin Fields is in Pittsburgh. Let's be better people. We wish him well. Hope it works out for him in Pittsburgh, but he's not a Bear now. So it's not our it shouldn't be our focus as a network now. We're burying that tonight and we move on. Now our focus is what? Caleb Williams. We're going to be talking about him a lot. We might even dive into some more tape. We might even bring out the vaunted Heisman Trophy year.
Yeah, we could bring out the Heisman Trophy.
We broke him down and didn't even show you that for a reason.
I was talking to a patron, Anthony P. He was like, "Bro, I was so proud that you guys skipped over the Heisman year and just dropped the hammer on the haters. So let's skip over that and let's watch where he supposedly dropped off." And it didn't. It didn't. Corn Planter. Phil, which team will be in the Final Four?
Listen,
UConn, Purdue, and that's all I know.
No, we have come to consensus here, just like we have on QB1. What scenario do we want in the tournament? We're all rooting for Purdue to get upset in the first round, like always. That's what we want.
I don't even know any of the teams other than UConn.
Yeah.
Purdue. Is Iowa in the tournament?
I know my Syracuse Orange are not.
Oh, they're not. I have no idea. Nicholas, you already forgot.
Yeah, see? It worked.
There you go. I don't know. I got to catch up. I didn't play. I've been focused on the tape, guys. I've been breaking down tape.
Jerry Rice or Marvin Harrison will be available at 9. Well, I doubt either of them will be there. Definitely not Jerry.
Iowa's in the NIT, says Corn Planter. Oh, well. I'll give you my Final Four tomorrow night on Patreon. I'll look at it tomorrow. All right, guys. Appreciate the super chats, helping out the network and our whole broadcast team. Jackal sends his apologies. Well, he said his dog ate his homework tonight.
He was actually taking a CPR class tonight.
Was he?
Yes, I believe so.
Those CPR classes run late.
I got it up.
If you're not, become a patron. The tapeneverlies.com. We'll see you guys next week. We have what's his name? Alex Shapiro.
Yeah.
Alex
the USC
Shapiro.
alumnus.
USC alumnus next Wednesday night of NBC Sports Chicago.
But you want to
Alex Shapiro.
You want to know how we're going to close it out, Phil?
Yes.
This
one
way.
Last time.
No. This is how we're going to close it out. Because this team, I think, maybe has figured it out that it's going to be about performance over politics.
Okay. Performance over politics.
Don't forget it. We love you guys.
P.O.P. Hold it down.
It's performance over politics. Performance over politics. Performance over politics. It's POP, performance over politics. DDP said fuck a cap and arena tricks. We trying to build a dynasty out of heap of shit. McCaskey money rolling in, but that don't mean shit to die-hard fans. No matter where they move the stadium in Chicagoland, you can't escape the aftermath. You can't win no stats and blog boy math. The battle starts in the trenches. You can't fix Nagy's offense with 35 wrenches. Up in the nosebleeds, you smell the play called stenches. The Sledge Fields drop jewels like Osco. Tell Virginia sell the team wholesale. Costco. Performance over politics. Performance over politics.
P.O.P. Pop that ass and play the best. You can have a ton of stats, but still be winless. Nagy still in this. Millhouse influence. McDonald's is hiring. McCaskey's grimace. Zero accountability. The wise cause regression. Performance is the plaza. The Bears stay at the Westin. Guessing. Competition bringing out the best in anything you do but pace Bears vain obsession. Wrong personnel. This team never play the best. Performance over politics, the bare opposite. Virginia still smiling, Millhouse praising culture, George talking leaders, reading script on his holster. Where the bogus pace, hiding behind the wise.
Performance over politics.
Performance over politics.
Performance over politics.
Where the bogus pace, hiding behind the wise.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. Only that. Right these are good pills for a baby for life.
Where the bogus pace, hiding behind the wise.
Performance over politics.